Hello. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday. No, Wednesday. It's usually Tuesday. Fine Wednesday to y'all. And Outlaws of Thunder Junction Early Access Day to y'all. Good to see ya. What is up, Dylan Hunter, Elf, Dude Roman Guy? How's everyone doing today? Stone Rain, good to see you. Galaxy Plow. Hopefully everyone is having an amazing day. Yeah, I know, Wednesday stream. Normally we don't stream on Wednesday. I had to bring it back for early access. Hair down, head on. Almond Brother mode achieved. So if you've never been, yeehaw everyone, if you've never been to early access day before, oh my god, do we have a lot of decks to try. There are wait, where'd they... Okay, here they all are. We have so many decks to try. I have put together a million decks. If you want to see them, exclamation point deck. We'll take you to the list of all the decks. There's also some random WotC decks in here for some reason. I don't even know. Can we get rid of the WotC decks? Apparently you can. I don't know where those decks came from, but we have so many decks to get to. We are going to be criming and ninjaing and ramping and playing just so many cool cards. So the plan for today is we're going to be playing a little bit of a whole bunch of different decks. We're going to just be testing out as many new cards as possible, a few matches of this, few matches of that, trying to get a taste of Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and then the decks that are sweet we'll focus on more in the future. So yeah, Obliterator's Surprise I'm really excited for. One of my dreams for this set, maybe this is the first deck we play, one of my dreams for this set is to just Smuggler Surprise Obliterator into play when the opponent's attacking me, just to get him. I just want to get him. I don't even care if I win. I just want to get him with a with the Obliterator. Only standard, yeah. Can only play standard today, unfortunately, but that's fine. We got a lot of cool stuff to try in standard. So let's do our reminders and we will jump into it. Can we play the Sultai Crime deck first? You really want to hear Oko's voiceover, don't you? Where's I think this is the only deck that I have Oko in. We can try it. It's like it's pretty thematic, right? Because the whole point of this deck is like stealing your opponent's stuff, which is committing a crime. We can give Oko a try if you want to and see if the new Oko's any good. Let's do our reminders first real quick. Yeehaw. Replay YouTube. This week, vital the whole streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Lots of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Gonna be coming up on there soon. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. Yeah, this is the cowboy look. It's the Outlaws of Thunder Junction look. So anyway, what deck are we going to play first? We have so many decks to get through today, like literally infinite. We will never get through this many decks. Is there anything that stands out? Just looking at this, I guess we got to play this Sultai Crime deck because there's been a request for Oko's voiceover to see if it's any good. So here's a super quick overview of what we're doing. Smuggler Surprise deck, Ninjas with new Satoru, Jeskai Artifact Land Destruction, Budget Ox Ramp, Gairid combo, which is super janky, couple of viewer submitted decks. I really like Gitrog. I got a couple of different Gitrog brews, Bloodletter Twin, green-white counters, a cool Junjargle, Animonicon, Rakdos Outlaws, which is budget and not very good, Double Down, another Gitrog deck, another Ron combo, super janky, Rise of the Varmints, Big Red, Greedy Gixos, Obliterator Surprise, Rakdos Reanimator, Kemble Tokens, Rakdos Crime. That's the plan. Everyone's got to see the land destruction, right? How do you pass? We'll do Oko Crime first. We'll start with Oko Crime. We'll start with the Oko Crime deck. We will get to land destruction because I want to see if it can actually work. Plus, I think land destruction on early access day is so brutal. Been watching you for years. Don't think I ever remember you wearing your hair down. I don't usually wear my hair down. It's actually annoying because you have hair in your face all the time, so I don't actually like wearing it down. It's just obnoxious, but it fits the theme, right? So what is the idea of this deck? This is a Sultai Crime deck with our main way of criming be targeting our opponent to steal their card. So we have Doc Arlok, which ramps us for things cast from exile. It's 2 less to cast things from exile, so we use like Siphon Insight, Outrageous Robbery to steal our opponent's stuff. They go to exile, we can cast it at a discount. Whenever we crime, we get to ramp with free Strider Lookout, and then Oko, of course, is kind of just our big payoff. We can copy all of our stuff, we can commit crimes to draw cards, we can make a bunch of Elks if we want to. So let's do some criming. Why don't you tell me, what would my cowboy name be? You're unironically rocking that look. I know, here's the thing, like, I've never worn a cowboy hat in my life. Not once. I figured I would never wear a cowboy hat. I bought this hat because of Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and now I'm pretty sure I'm going to unironically wear this hat. I don't know, it works. It just kind of works. So now I think I'm actually just going to wear it unironically. I can't resist. It's too perfect. Oh, so how's everyone's day been? Hopefully everyone is having fun. Early access day. Well, we got an Oko. We don't have any blue mana, but we do have yeah, we'll try this. I mean, it's fine. Hopefully we can find a blue source for the Doctor here. That's a blue source. That'll work. Opponent. Fairy Dream Theft. I mean, here's the problem. Here's the big problem with the cowboy hat that I realized. Now I feel like this I still am a VIP. Oh no, I'm MTG now. The VIP is gone. No longer a VIP, just a MTG. The problem with, Richard, I think, stole his wife's gardening hat, I'm pretty sure, for the podcast. He was the only one. We showed up for the podcast. Everyone else, without talking to each other, just showed up with a cowboy hat. Richard was the only one that didn't have the hat, so I think he ran and got, like, his wife's gardening hat. Just so he wasn't left out. Oh, they probably are in a cool deck, aren't they? So I guess if they're in a cool deck, then yeah, they're definitely in a cool deck. So I guess killing these 1-drops is actually kind of relevant. Yeah, let's kill one of these just to keep the bodies off the battlefield. Then we get down old Doc Arlock, the grizzled genius. Play a tap land, pass the turn. The real problem with the hat, though, is I feel like it sets an expectation, and I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next set. Like, the next set's Bloomborough. What am I supposed to do for Bloomborough? About it gets it says. Another Docker. You know what? We could just play Oko. What does Oko do? Draw 2, discard 2 if we haven't committed a crime. Make an elk. Do we just Oko? Do we just do it? Cat ears? I feel like yeah, cat ears could work. Horse mask. Horse mask. Okay. All right, I'll look for the horse mask. You know what? Let's just do it. Is there a voiceover? What does Oko say?
Make haste. I have a job to do.
Make haste. That was not very impressive. I was hoping for more. Well, let's just let's loot, I guess. Draw 2, discard a Doctor and a Blooming Marsh. Pass the turn. This Oko feels kind of safe. I actually think this Oko might be kind of fun. I don't know how good the static's gonna be, but the -5 of copying all your non-lands is kind of sweet. It does mean you have to play a bunch of non-legends, which is tricky, but I know, I never wear my hair down. It's so like hot and in my face. I don't know if I will make it the whole stream with the hair down. I might have to put it up partway through. About it, Deep Cavern Bat. How are you, Lucid? Good to see ya. Yes, so all the deck lists that we will possibly play today, if you go !deck, I wonder, there's no way it's gonna work during early access, is it? All right, hang on. After this game, I'll see if I can turn on the bot. Lucid for the 48th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super here. Thank you. Well, I mean, we need to make sure we don't get a cool here. Rakdos joins up. That seems bad for us. Although they can get it back, and there's an Akul in the graveyard. Ugh. All right. Well, Deep Cavern Bat number 2. We really need to be able to... This Oko cannot elk things. It can make elks. We really need to be able to elk this Blood Tithe Harvester. That's kind of the issue. Well, I guess we just draw cards. Discard a outrageous robbery for now. Haha. My Oko is a Deep Cavern Bat. We did it, Reddit. Seth looks like he belongs on the front of a Punk Country EP. I kind of worry. I feel like an Allman Brother or like a Leonard Skinnerd with this hat on. Do you think this Oko's good? How good is this Oko actually? Howdy, y'all. Oh, welcome, partner. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. Wait, my emotes are gone. I can't even grab a leg. It's meh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll be better than people think. Opponent gonna go Gixin. Everything in her face. Gonna try to draw a bunch of cards. So if we block, they get back a bunch of really good things. How bad is that for us? So we get back a dock, which doesn't do much. We still have an Oko, which also doesn't do much. They get a Tally and Rakdos joins up. You know what? I think we actually have to block. We might be killing ourselves here, but I think we have to block. Do a little blocking. Opponent gets to draw one card. Everybody gets their stuff back. Man, I wish we could elk things. Oko that can't elk things is so much worse than Oko that can elk things. Boy, we are really good at drawing these silly docks. Well, let's loot with Oko. Draw 2 tap lands, which is very awkward. Well, they're gonna tally though. Can we even realistically beat an tally here? Probably not. Well, play the dock. Play the tap land. We will not turn you into a legendary creature past the turn. Can we make a petition to have Busted Oko back in Standard? I don't know if we want real Oko back in Standard. That would probably be bad. All right, opponent. Rakdos joins up. I'm gonna go after a tally. Okay. Sure, this is fine. This is fine. Rakdos joins up might actually be busted. Opponent gets a Voldair and Epicure. Wait, and then when a legendary creature dies, does damage the... Oh, yeah, this is not good. Opponent. Well, at least they get the outrageous robbery. That could have been worse. They could have had something good out of our deck, but we're still in a very bad spot here. This Oko's just not doing anything. All it's doing is loot. Maybe if it was like, maybe if we had more purpose for filling our graveyard. But I feel like it's just not doing anything. Like, we can keep Oko alive, but what does it even do? Like, we cast a removal spell. I mean, we'll kill the Gix. Opponent hits us for 3. We can block to keep the Oko alive, but what is the point of keeping Oko alive if it can't elk anything? Cut down, that's not gonna do it. Well, okay. Oko. Well, we did hit a go for the throw, so we're not literally dead. Figuratively, perhaps. So, discard you, discard you. Play the free... I think Free Strider Lookout might actually be good. Yeah, Rakdos joins up seems kind of busted. So we can copy this, and then we can go for the throw this. To double trigger. Get a land. Get a land. Melee land. I mean, we're going to take 9, but we can't do anything about it. We're going to have to kill it anyway, right? There's not really a... there's not really a way to play around it. So we might as well just do what we can do. We don't really have another option. Get in with the... See, Oko did a thing. Oko ramped us. It ramped us. Thoughts on the new Marchesa in Standard? Jeez. It's... Oh my god, really? Seriously? Seriously about it? Seriously? You're just going to keep doing this forever? Deep Cavern Bat and Blood Tithe Harvester. We have reach, though. We do have reach. Jeff DC, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you. Yeah, Rakdos joins up is... In a world where everything is legendary, Rakdos joins up feels kind of unbeatable. I know, I can't tell anyone to grab a leg. I feel like all the joins up enchantments are kind of... In the right deck are kind of busted. Are we playing with Jace today? I really haven't built, like... I don't know what to do with Jace. Not in Standard. Like, outside of Standard, there's some pretty sweet things you can do with Jace. In Standard, it's really hard for me to find anything super cool to do with Jace. Like, what is the... Look more Outback than Cowboy. Yeah, that's like Cowboys of Australia, right? Like, What? Give me some ideas for Jace. So you could play in a control deck if you wanted to, some sort of crim deck, or just like toss a couple copies in like Dimir mid range. But I haven't really found anything that's like. The best thing you can do with it is probably try to plot. So many tap lands. Try to plot Bramble Familiar and cast the backside of it. Then I think it would be something. Then you're kind of like I think that would work. But then you're still kind of just like trying to use it to put like a Tally into play or a Trox into play. Storm combo with Jace. Yeah, I mean, I think plotting can be powerful. Do we want a Deep Cavern Bat? Do we even... It does commit a crime. What is our plan for this game? Outrageous Robbery is so much mana. Let's put it to the graveyard. Good. Can you sing Simple Man while wearing the hat? Wait, what is Simple Man? Do I not know the song Simple Man? Should I know the song Simple Man? Who's Simple Man by? I feel like I should know this song, but I don't. Could sing Home on the Range. I've heard of that before. Yeah, let's just play the land and pass. I think we're gonna have to siphon some insight. Oh, it's a Skynyrd song? I feel like, what are the Skynyrd songs I know? Freebird, because everyone knows Freebird. Sweet Home Alabama. Everyone knows that song. I think those are the only two Skynyrd songs that I know. I mean, I probably, if I heard it, I guess I would probably know it. It's probably one of those songs. Gwenna A. Okay, frightening. Well, let's siphon some insight to try to hit our land drop here. We will take a Rockfall Veil and play the land and play the Good Doctor and go for the throw, the Gwenna. All right, that was a good turn. That was a pretty good turn. About it. Seth, when Strip Mine comes to Arena, can you please teach Arena Zoomers about Commandeer Strip Mine? It's so funny you would say that, G Few Cold, because I actually just had that idea like 2 days ago. When I was thinking about Commandeer, I was like, how do we make a Commandeer video? I was like, I really want to make a video that's just Commandeer Strip Mine. I mean, we could do it with Field of Ruins, right? Try to turn them into strip mines. Carnage Tyrant, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup, thank you. Thank ya. What does Doc do in this deck? Yeah, so anything that we steal from our opponent, our flashback on Siphon Insight's a little cheaper. What do we do about Gwenna? We don't even have double blue for this is a counter spell. Well, I mean, I guess do we just Oko? Play the tap land. They're going to do something They're just going to play an Atali or something. You know they're just going to play an Atali or something. Well, all right. It's Oko time. J-Lash, welcome to the Fishbowl. All right, let's try doing it this way. Let's see if we elk Oko, if that makes us better. Last time we just upticked a bunch, and it didn't feel that good. But what if we just elk it? Big soup for you, thank ya. Hey, what's up, Frostbite? Good to see ya. It's been a minute. Commandeer also, I feel like Commandeer is actually going to be probably pretty good on Arena. Countering a spell, I don't believe counts as, well, actually, I'm not sure. Is countering a spell a crime? I was thinking it wasn't, but maybe it is. It does say if you target anything your opponent controls, right? I don't know. Maybe we'll get a chance to find out if it counts as a crime. I know this Oko, it definitely feels safer than the old Oko by a little bit. About it. Gwenna mana. If this ends with a tally, come on, don't tally us. Oh god, they're looking at the Oko. Opponent. No. No. Yeah, Oko, so far Oko has not impressed me. Oko has not felt impressive. One card that has impressed me, Slick Shot Show Off. My goodness. Wow. That card is ridiculously strong. Like, I thought it was strong. It was one of the cards that I would have put in my top, or did put in my top 10 of like best cards from the set for Constructed. But after getting to play with it a little bit, good lord, it is actually like over the top ridiculously good. Opponent, Terror of the Peaks. Well, we might be dead. Now this Gwenna can make 2 more mana to play something with Terror of the Peaks. Oko. I feel like this Oko should be like -1 elk something. Gold Vein Hydra. X2 kills the Oko. Yeah, this deck feels bad. This deck feels super bad.
On to the next
Oh, man, it passes. Deep Cavern Bat. I mean, the fact that we can't cast our counter spell is making our life very difficult. I mean, I guess we have to do this and just try to make our opponent not have anything in hand, but the... We are super dead. Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess we spend this to do a little looting. Jake Dayton, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your... We're so dead. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big skip for you. Thank you. Slickshot Show Off is interesting. Is amazing. Probably gonna make it interesting. Play patterns allowing it to bulk plays in 1 turn. Yeah, it's one of those cards that really makes Plot do something. I said this before, but like at first when I saw Plot, I was like, why would I ever want to spend my mana now and not have my thing now? That just seems very counterintuitive. But the way a lot of the designs work, it actually makes sense and is pretty powerful. Jackie Dayton 40069 42069. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big tip for you. Yeehaw. Howdy, partners. I'm doing super well. I mean, we're not doing well in this game, but overall, life is good. We are Outlaws of Thunder Junction and dying brutally to Terror of the Peaks. I can't believe this is what card... I don't know if you listened to the podcast this week. When we talked about Terror of the Peaks, Richard was like, is this card still even good? I have to believe Terror of the Peaks is still good. And it's feeling pretty good right now as it is... Wow, they plotted it? Our opponent feels like they're so far ahead that they're just like, whatever, I don't even care. Like, okay. We can Seek the Beast. I mean, we basically got to hit a removal spell. We do not hit a removal spell. Siphon Insight. Oh, jeez. I mean, we're literally dead. We're just getting plotted to death here. Play the land. I think our opponent's trying not to kill us. I feel like they're intentionally trying not to kill us. That does not have reach. It has everything but not reach. So I have to build with new Mogden Gitrog. Yeah, Gitrog is on the top of my list of cards that we're gonna play today. Like, I think Gitrog should be really good. Yeah, I have a yeah, we're so dead. Have a Yargle, a Yargle Reanimator deck with Rakdos Joys up. Yargle's like, I think Yargle might be good now. There's so many Yargle synergies. Just for like having 18 power. Just for having 18 power is enough to make Yargle good. Who I think we're gonna move on from this deck pretty quickly. This is the deck that I thought was really janky, and it is really janky. But we got to hear Oko's voiceover. I will say, first impression of Oko, unplayable. I think it's stone unplayable. Opponent. Alright, you have successfully lethaled us. Well done, opponent. We'll do one more with the Oko deck, and then we're gonna move on to something else, because whew, Oko. How the mighty have fallen. Do you think that Oko would be too underpowered if or too overpowered if the -1 could elk something? Then that card would be exciting if you could use it like removal. I think they just stayed really far away from that. I got my first commander deck ever, the Wise Mothman deck. Is it upgradable? It is. Yeah, there's definitely upgrade. I mean, pretty much any commander precon is going to be upgradable. I will say, so the Wise Mothman, the downside of upgrading it is there's not really direct synergies for rad counters. So it's not like you can get rad counters from old sets or something. So that's like a little bit parasitic, but it works with like mill synergies. It works with proliferate synergies. Things add additional counters. So yeah, there's definitely plenty of upgrades you can do to the deck. I think people seem to really like the Wise Mothman. Seems like one of the more popular commanders from the set. Demir Ninjutsu for Pioneer. Yeah, I put together a ninja deck for Standard. Pioneer seems like a fun home for it. I think the new Saturo is really good. This is, I think, one of the strongest cards in the set. It's gotta be Gotta be one of the best cards in the set. So yeah, I like that a lot. I haven't thought about Pioneer. Maybe it could work in Pioneer. Krusty back in Funky Monkey Beats. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Hey, really enjoy your website and your YouTube stuff. Your affection is really relaxing. You have a chill and relaxing voice. Well, play. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. My voice is very contentious. I have learned that over the years. It's so funny. It's either like... I don't think anyone is neutral on my voice. Either people are like, oh, it's very relaxing, I love it. Or it's like, my wife is divorcing me because she hates your voice and I always watch your videos. There's no middle ground. There's no middle ground. Loving your Pioneer LE deck, by the way. Got a few flawless victors. Oh, isn't it the best feeling? We actually have a land destruction deck for standard here. We're going to try in a minute. I think next is, so we're going to do one more with this Oko deck. See if we can at least win a game with it, and then we'll move on. So I really want to try Gitrog next, and then I really want to try land destruction. Those are the two that I want to try the most. Haters are always the loudest. Ignore them. Your voice is great. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I don't know. I've been on the internet for a long time. I've come to grips that you're not going to please everyone. That is the nature of humanity and also the internet. Ooh, opponent Demir Crimes. Are we doing some criming opponent? Well, let's Deep Cavern Bat. Yeah, this deck has not been impressive. What do you think about 3 steps ahead? Make disappear, intimidate. Oh, Gisa's so good. So this is like the bad version of disinformation campaign. ETBs, each opponent loses life. You gain a life, you draw a card. And then you can commit a crime to bounce it back. Do you even care about this? It's 3 mana, draw 1, and we lose a life. That actually seems horrible. Actually, maybe this card's just bad. The original one, you had to you made your opponent discard, and that was actually kind of good. But without the discard, I'm not sure that's actually good. Gisa, I have a healthy respect for. I played against someone earlier that went turn 1, Tiny Bones joins up. Tiny Bones joins up is a sleeper card from this set. Tiny Bones joins up just commits a crime whenever a legend ETBs, essentially, which is kind of ridiculous. Dovin's Acuity is actually a better comparison, right? What was that? You had to cast a spell during your main phase? An instant or a sorcery during your main phase, maybe? Let's just take Gisa. Gisa's a card I don't think we can actually beat here. About it. Gets and hits us. No blocks. But yeah, they went like turn 1 Tiny Bones joins up, and then when they played Giza, it just triggered right away and made like 1,000,000 power. It was kind of ridiculous. Well, play the land. Hit you with the bat. Pass the turn. Back up to 15. Opponent. Combat hits us. Sure. Down to 12. And Kaido Suzuki. That is worth countering, I think. Spree seems to work pretty good on Arena. Better than I thought. Yeah, it was the addendum mechanic, that's right. How long has the stream been? We just started. Now what? Opponent's being pretty aggressive here. We might have to play the dock. They only have Make Disappear in hand. All right, let's play... Let's play dock. And play the Mortuary. Keep the go for the throw. Hit you with the bat. Pass the turn. Yeah, Spree actually works better than I thought it would. This set's so good. I'm so excited for this set. It's way better than I thought. The art's actually... Ooh, wait. Corpses of the Lost. Does this make us... What does this do? Is this a... Oh my god, it's a skeleton deck. It's actually a skeleton deck. Wait, skeletons get +1/+0 in haste. Make a skeleton when it ETBs. Be in your end step. If you descended, you can pay a life to bounce it. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. We're gonna lose to skeletons. Oh, this set's way more exciting than Karlov Manor. Karlov Manor was pretty bad. I think Karlov Manor, that's actually unfortunate because we even had a counter. We could have stopped this. Our opponent was empty-handed. and then they top decked it. What for us was the worst possible time. Now I think we're pretty dead. Actually, maybe we're not all the way dead. Okay, because we can counter on the way back down. So if we play this, oh, but then they're gonna get the Gisa back. All right, we need our opponent not to draw an untapped land, basically. If they draw an untapped land, we are definitely dead. If they don't draw an untapped land, we have a shot. Okay, tap land, because we can counter this. We can counter this to keep it from hasting up the team. Opponent gonna go to combat, gonna attack. If a non-skeleton creature died, so we can go for the throat. Get rid of the skeleton. And then Deep Cavern Bat, block the skeleton. Drop to 2. Opponent gets back a Gisa, which is not ideal. Opponent's going to pass. Well, Siphon Insight you. Kaido Dancing Shadow. Does that even do anything? Not really. It still leaves us dead. I mean, I guess we'll take it, but we are still just dead. Itwara, also not good enough. Because they just hasten the skeleton, right? And if they do nothing, we die. All right. Well, play the tap land, pass the turn. We'll see. We might live. We might be able to survive a turn. Howdy, McFluffy. How are you? Good to see you. Corpse of the Lost. Yeah, so now we're dead, right? So we try to counter it. Our opponent counters back. They can afford to sack this. And then they just kill us with the hasty skeleton. And if they don't, then they kill us with a miner. So they get us either way. Early access is only best to one. That is true. I'd gladly cash in some points to have you do a Western accent for a little bit. I'm so bad at stuff like that. I really am bad. I really am bad at doing accents. All right, we're done. We're done with this silly Oko deck. Okay, we played Oko. The face card of the set. I will say, first impressions, I mean, the deck I think was bad. So we'll say that. The deck didn't feel very powerful. Really, though, the bigger issue is Oko right now, I think, is the most expensive card in the main set. Like, that is, I think, literally the #1 most expensive card. If you open one of these at pre-release, I would be selling it super fast. Like, what is Oko currently? Oko the Ringleader. Oh, maybe it's only the special treatment that's the most expensive card. The Showcase is the most expensive card. $12. I guess I would still probably sell it. I think it didn't feel very powerful. Did not feel very strong to me. I don't know what else to learn from this deck. It's kind of like just a clunky idea, right? Trying to thieve all your opponent's stuff. Oko, not enough to carry a deck. I think that's the minimum. Yeehaw! I can say yeehaw. I can do that. All right, what are we doing next? Oh, we want to try Gitrog. I want to try Gitrog deck. What Gitrog deck, though? I have 2 Gitrog decks. I really feel like Gitrog could be sweet. Let's try... So this is the Splunking one. I think that's, you know what, let's try this one. I feel like this one's the most explosive of the 2. Yeah, let's try it. So the idea of this is a Gitrog deck. Gitrog and then land destruction, artifact land destruction. So what is the plan of this deck? So it's all about the Gitrog Ravenous Rider. Gitrog has a ridiculous trigger. If you saddle it up and ride the Gitrog. You can sack the creature that saddled it, and then you draw that many cards and put X lands into play from your end tap, where X is a sack creature's power. So the idea of this deck is we can sack Mulswood Dread Knight, we can sack Topiary Stomper, we can sack Junji and Kuru and Sheoldred and Goldvein Hydra, draw a ton of cards, ramp a bunch, and we got Splunking, so we can put all those lands into play, and they'll come into play untapped, so then we can keep doing more things as well. So essentially, hit you with the Gitrog and draw a ton of cards and do a ton of ramping. Yeehaw! The Ancient one, yeah, I mean, we're straight Golgari in this deck. Ancient one is cool because it has high power. The Ancient one, I think, is never really popped off though. It's a hard card to really turn on, but it is like the biggest amount of saddling you can do, right? Gitrog's such a cool card. Who would have thought that Gitrog would become such an iconic... I mean, I feel like if you were to focus on the last, 10 years of Magic, is Gitrog one of the most iconic creatures of the past decade? I think it might be. And not number one, but I bet it's on the list. We have, 3 Gitrogs now? 4? There might be 4 Gitrogs. But we've gotten a bunch of them. People love them. Yeah, I mean, Goldvein is really good for sacrificing. Yeah, we got Goldvein is also a payoff. If we get a bunch of lands, we can just cast a massively game-ending... Flibblethip? Yeah, Flibblethip is pretty good. Colossal Dreadmaw, definitely the meme, right? Of the last decade. Come on, opponents. Come on. Yeehaw. Come on. Howdy, partners. Oh, God. What does a Western accent sound like? What does a Western accent sound like? Oh, people are serious about this. The Western American English is defined primarily by 2 phonological features. The caught merger is distinct from most traditional Northern and South. The caught merger and the fronting of the goo. I'm so confused. I do not understand what they're saying. We got Gitrogs though, so we will keep this. Topiary Stomper into Gitrog, living the dream. Opponent, Underground River, and Tiny Bones. People love Tiny Bones. I think Tiny Bones is the card that I've seen the most. I've seen the most today. People just always running this card. Every deck, every black deck, turn 1 Tiny Bones. I don't even know, it's good. I have not seen Tiny Bones cast a card yet. But I think it is good. Deep Cavern Bat. Ooh, Jace. What? What is happening in this world? What is happening? Corpse of the Lost. Howdy. Is skeletons a thing now? Did I miss the memo about skeletons now being a thing? No one ever plays this card, and now oh, is it the same opponent? Oh, it's the same opponent. That makes more sense. Okay. That makes... I was gonna say, what are the chances that 2 people in a row we're playing Corpse of the Lost, and that we actually have to answer the Corpse of the Lost because it's gonna beat us? Oh, I wish we could do a Stomper here. All right, you know what? I think we just play a sad Goldvein Hydra. Opponent found a Make Disappear. All right, well, now we got to pass. That wasn't good. That wasn't good. We kind of wanted that to resolve, and now Urtai's coming. Opponent going to go attacking. Well, now we have to block this. Because if we don't block this, then they can cast the Goldvein Hydra. Opponent, Jace Reawakened. Gonna do a little plotting. Well, play the Stomper. Grab a land. I mean, next turn we can try to Gitrog. And Gitrog would be pretty sweet. But there's that Urtai. Opponent takes up the Jace. Gonna set up for a big Jace. We do need to stop this Jace, too. Opponent plays a land. Corpse of the Lost for free. 2 cards in hand, but one of them is definitely an Urtai. Opponent gets in, hits us. Picks it up. Well, we will... Oh, I think we have to Stomper. So play the Stomper. Make our opponent counter it. We need to deal with this Jace first, so they're going to have to Urtai it. So opponent spends the Urtai to deal with the Stomper. We get to draw a card. Gix's command, but we can't. So opponent's like a control deck? They're kind of a control deck, actually. Like control, but with Jace.
I'll find what I need.
Opponent loots away a long goodbye. Plays a Corpses of the Lost. Plays another Corpses of the Lost. Good God. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. So this Gix's command might save us though. Oh no, because this pumps so it doesn't even wrath? Oh, the Gix's command's horrible here. Oh, this is not good news at all. So we Gitrog and die. We Gix's command and I believe die. We get to block one. Yeah, we die no matter what. All right. Skeletons. OP. OP. Have you heard about the new card game Star Wars Unlimited? Boxes are silly control decks. Boxes are of 24 are going for over $200 at the moment. It's pretty popular. There are a few cards over $500. It's brand new. I haven't. Interesting. Wasn't there a Star Wars game in the pack in the past? Yeah, there was just no way to get out of it. That silly skeleton enchantment that I've never seen anyone play in the last 3 years it was in standard is popping off. Which meme is better? Stormcrow, Colossal Dreadmaw, or Throat Wolf? Oh, that's tough. So Throat Wolf is not well known enough. That's the problem. I think it's the funniest story of the bunch by far, but it's not well known enough. Stormcrow is more iconic, but I think it's probably called, it's probably just Colossal Dreadmaw. I think that Throat Wolf is the best. It's just not well enough known to be number one. Yeah, the enchantment looked really, I mean, it's just never, it's been in the format for a long time and has never been played, but it looked really good there. Yeah, I wonder, so is this new Star Wars game, do you think it's actually gonna stick? I don't know. When it comes to, I only really play Magic, honestly. I only really play Magic. Like, I'm just... Is this the same person again? What is... Huh. This is an interesting early access day. Yeah, it's the skeleton person again. every round, it's just the same skeleton person. Oh, wizards! 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 Why, wizards? Why? Why, wizards? Why? All right. Well, kill the Cult Conscript. Opponent is playing in a License Hearse for some reason. We will play a land. We will do a little topiary stomping. Unfortunately, no Gitrog this hand. I'll grab a forest, pass the turn. Howdy, Echoing Shin. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see ya. Yeah, okay, so once we finish this game, we're not going to just re-queue immediately. We're going to give it a minute, because for some reason they keep putting us into the same exact matchup, which apparently our deck does not line up well against skeletons. It is best of 3, although we already lost 0-2 with 2 different decks, no less. Get in there, Top Fury Stomper. Opponent. Oh, I see. They're trying to use this as a way to commit crimes. I guess technically that does commit a crime if there's cards in the graveyard. And now you can draw a card again for 3 mana. Combo. Case of the Stash Skeleton. Opponent passes. Oh. I want to do cool things, but there's... Oh, you know they're going to counter it. You know they're going to counter it. I think we wait. I think we Splunking. I think we just play the Splunking. Plus, getting Splunking down pre-Gitrog is pretty sweet. So now lets it go. We draw a card. We put a Field of Ruin into play. we play a Topiary Stomper. Grab a land. All right, next turn. Next turn, I think we're going to do a bit of Gitrogging. Attack, hit you. I know, we found the one deck that can't beat skeletons. What are the chances? It's funny because it wasn't like this earlier. When I was playing it earlier, it seemed normal. Opponent, Intimidation Campaign, draws a card. Plays a land. Oh, they just continually leave up counter mana. Every time. These silly skeletons. I really don't want to have our first experience of Gitrog be just getting countered by skeletons. That sounds not great. Oh, can we keep waiting? Yeah, we're probably just going to ramp. Let's go to combat and attack. We've played against the same person twice, so we know their deck is playing. They're a control deck. They're playing all the counter spells. We've already seen that multiple times. They're just playing all the counters, all the removal. So I think the odds of actually getting in the Gitrog attack here are super low. The good news is our opponent's down to 10. We have our opponent down to 10. We have 12 power on the battlefield. Okay, they're going to Siphon Insight. Pick up their enchantment. Opponent doing a little stealing from our deck. Yeah, we might use a Field of Ruin on our opponent's turn. Opponent exiles their own skeleton for some reason. Okay. Grows the licensors, I guess. That is recursive, right? Opponent. All right, they stole a Splunking from our deck. Draws a card. Plays a land. Plays another land. Surveils. I bet they're playing a ton of basics. They seem, I don't know. I expect there's a lot of basics in the deck. I would be very surprised if we got a Strip Mine, but we are kind of winning, but we're not Gitrogging. So are we really winning? The point's not to win, it's to Gitrog. Opponent. Passing. Well, we will Field of Ruin a land. Come on. Strip Mine. Strip Mine. Opponent going to responsibly float a mana. Alright. Land. And opponent does have the basic. And they cast another Siphon Insight. Well, we untap. Alright, we're gonna crew, go attacking. Scheduling! Welcome to the... Not crew, but Firebar Creature Land, go attacking. Scheduling, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, opponent. What are you gonna do? Cruise the hearse. Jump blocks. I mean, they gotta have removal or they're dead, right? But we have a Z Gitrog opponent. Oh, right. Okay, so not literally jump blocking, but still dying. Opponent played that correct all the way to the end. Seth Krim is streaming right now. Maybe you can play against him in early access. Ah, that would be cool, but we only play against skeletons. Did you not hear the rules of this early access event? You just play against skeletons every round. All right. We gotta get Trog. We gotta get Trog. We're gonna give it a second though. We're gonna give it a second. Let's just tip the hat, take a little afternoon cowboy nap. Yeah, I know. We see Krim and he is also playing skeletons. How is Krim streaming now? Isn't it like the middle of night Krim time? Do you get the emotes in your inbox? I don't know. I've never actually. I know we're intentionally waiting so we don't queue into. Okay, it's Covert Go MTG. Well, we got some removal. Removal's good. I swear, if CBG is playing skeletons, I swear. Tarnation. What in tarnation? All right, we're going to keep this. We need to hit some lands, but we're going to keep it. That's a land. Swamp. Go. It isn't. This could be skeletons. Oh, it's a props eidetic memory deck. Well, land. Go. Oh, Stomper into Gitrog. It could happen. It could actually happen. It might actually be happening. Skeletons are the new meta, the unbeatable new meta. Any decks with Vraska? Not really. I don't remember if Vraska's randomly in any of the decks or not. Vraska's really cool, but I think kind of the thing you do with it is kind of just like play a bunch of removal and try to kill your opponent's stuff. So I think it's really cool. But I haven't really figured out how to build around it outside of just like kill things and have mana. Joe Hef, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Thank you. I mean, we played this in Pioneer recently, and this card's kind of insane. Props Eidetic Memory can really pop off. Well, let's play the Stomper. We still have dreams of Gitrogging. 1 mana away of sending a dinosaur for a ride on a Gitrog. Plotting it can be pretty powerful. It's definitely a build around mechanic, but if you build around it, also hello Joe, by the way, if you build around it, it can actually do some pretty wild things. Like I've been very impressed. Hey, says, would you consider trying a deck like this? I normally don't play much standard. I love how cool artifact stuff there is. Feel free to change it. Thanks for the great content. Well, let me take a look at the 99 artifacts. Ooh. So there is an artifact deck on the list. Oh, not a land. Not a land. Well, Mosswood Dread Knight draw. Okay, there's a land. Play the land. Yeah, you know what? We'll play the Dread Knight. I feel like there's might be a flash creature here, but we're going to play it anyway. Urtai. Sure. It's been a demure morning. So much demurring. Yeah, the artifact deck looks cool. We're actually going to play an artifact deck. Well, okay, I guess we have to kill this, unfortunately. We want to be Gitrogging, but we got to kill the Sheoldred. Play the land. Play the Splunking to draw a card. Play the land. Yeah, we're going to kill this. Kill the Urtai. Next turn. Next turn, the Gitrog is going to go for a ride. Please. Come on. No counters, control player. I don't know. Did you see? Did you see there was a CBG video recently where he did a video with Rarin talking like ranking old cards or something, but CGB actually talked about he played like a junior pro tour back in the 90s and played 4 Mesa Falcons, I believe, in his deck. So if you ever stop by CGB stream, bring up the Mesa Falcon thing. He's the Mesa Falcon guy now. Well, play the land. Oh, you know it's gonna get countered. How about Sheoldred? We're gonna keep being patient. Sheoldred. How about another Splunking? Can we keep Splunking? I do think Duels of Mind Mage really good with Props Eidetic Memory. Wow, nothing died? All right, go attacking. Hit ya. Well, now there's a Sheoldred that must be dealt with if you're going to pop off with Props Eidetic Memory. And if you're going to deal with our Sheoldred, we're going to go for a ride. Another Duelist of the Mind Mage. Oh, Okay, Gitrog. Saddle him up. We'll saddle the Stomper. Technically, both creatures can block, although we can kill one if that happens. Aw, but they die. No! The Gitrog didn't even trigger. Any thoughts on Commander competitive leagues coming back to Moto today? I think it's great that they're doing Commander leagues on Moto. I think we still didn't get to see the trigger. Oh, poor Gitrog. All right, we gotta see a Gitrog trigger. We gotta see. I mean, I guess that was a good way for it to not happen, right? We didn't get to see the trigger because it literally just won us the game. So I guess if we're not gonna see the trigger, that's a good reason for it not to happen. But still, I kind of want to just draw cards. I don't want to win. I just want to draw cards and ramp a bunch. CGB complaining about Shieldred in his stream. That's fair. Didn't he play Shieldred? Wait, he had Shieldred, didn't he? He definitely had Shieldred. Wait a minute. Wait, what is the Mesa Falcon guy complaining about now? Just tell him I don't listen to complaints from Mesa Falcon players. I love CGB. I'm just doing a little trolling. Just a little trolling. We had a good long talk in Chicago where we ran into each other and chatted for a while. Yeah, I don't know how Crim's even awake. It's wild to me that he's even awake. Crim's not wearing a hat? Tisk tisk. What is Mesa Falcon is a horrible. So, all right, there was a rule. There's actually, I'm working on a video that's going to be coming out in like a week or something about the worst sets in the history of Magic, because Outlaws of Thunder Junction, notably, oh no, we really need one more land. Outlaws of Thunder Junction is notably Magic's 100th expansion set. So I've been working on a video about the worst sets in Magic out of its entire history. And one set that comes up a lot when you're thinking about worst sets in Magic is Homelands. Homelands had Mesa Falcon, a 2-mana 1/1 flyer that you can pay 1 and a white to butt pump it. Butt breathing, I guess, like fire breathing for toughness. It's a very, very underpowered card. But this was played by CGB in a pro tour when he was in the junior division back then, because there was actually a rule. Homelands was so bad, in Fallen Empires too, they were so bad that Wizards made a rule that you had to play 5 cards from each standard set, because they were so worried that they were going to have their first pro tour New York 1996, I believe. They were going to have their first pro tour and no cards from Homelands, the latest set would show up. So they made a rule that was essentially you have to play Homelands. So CGB played a playset of Mesa Falcons as his Homelands card. Well, all right, I guess we're not drawing a land. Awkward. Well, this isn't going well. Isn't butt pumping a thing? Is that not a butt breathing? Butt breathing. G. Armicello, welcome to the fishbowl. It's like fire breathing. It's fire breathing is when you... Fire breathing's when you can pump power, right? Wow, this is just not happening. Fire breathing is when you can pump power. Butts refers to toughness. So if you can pump toughness, it would be butt breathing, right? It would be butt breathing. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of the amount of lands our opponents draw on. Oh, and we draw one, but are we dead? You're not supposed to scoop until you're dead on board. I guess we're not technically dead on board yet. Or we would be scooping. We've just missed too many lands for this to actually be a thing. How many lands are in the deck? Probably 25 or 26. Oh, now we're literally dead. All right. Well, not enough lands that time. Bad Moon was actually a good card though. I mean, I don't know about playing Bad Moon in your Mesa Falcon deck. That's... maybe you're playing the... Oh my god. That was one of the, like, duelist combos. Like, oh, you can use... Oh no. What was the... Sleight of Mind? Is that the color changer? Like, 1 blue mana changed the color of a card. That still cracks me up reading through the old duelist. It's like, oh, you can use this exciting new combo if you have a Sleight of Mind. You can take and change Bad Moon to give any color of creature +1/+1. It's like, oh, Magic. That's what Magic was back in the 90s. Trying to change the text on my Bad Moon so it pumps my Mesa Falcon with Sleight of Mind. How far we have come in the last 30 years. Mesa Falcon. Play land. Go. We did try the new Oko. The very first deck we played had the new Oko. The new Oko did not impress me much. That's a country song, right? Isn't there some country song about don't impress me much? I actually kind of hate... Wow, what are they... Whoa! I don't know what they're doing, but yes. Pest. Ancient Cornucopia. Oh no. Can we just... Is there something wrong with this deck that's keeping us from being able to draw lands? The same exact thing is happening. Again. We're going to play Land Destruction next, Stone Rain. We will. Ooh, combos from... Wow, I wish I had a Cornucopia. Cornucopia is horrible, but I wish I had one. You gotta be kidding me. Wow! Oh, Dan Wildfire, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. I mean, this game is actually just over. This game is actually just over. We did draw land at least, which means we can play a kind of big Gold Vein Hydra to kind of attack the Teferi a little.
You won't know when.
I mean, I guess our opponent's also only drawn 3 lands, but they've drawn 3 Cornucopias somehow. I was wondering if you ever built a Commander Clash deck, but then kept it for personal use. See, so that's something that's kind of new, just because... Is there a game plan just to make as many Cornucopias as possible? Is that what we're doing here? Well, Topiary Stomper can get us a... I have literally no idea what our opponent's doing. What is happening? What is happening on our opponent's side of the battlefield? Get in with the Hydra. What's going on? What is going on? Maybe it's a Niv deck. Could this be a Niv deck? All right, Mirix makes a token. We kind of need them to tap down. We know they can kill the Gitrog with Unleash the Inferno. Or Urgent Necropsy. Found it. Passes. Well, we do hit a land, which is good. So we can play the land. Keep the Mortuary. I mean, we're just going to keep Hydraing. Here they come. Gold Vein Hydra, part 2. And opponent's huffing the Cornucopium. Very good. Found it. Has no more lies. Opponent seems to like multicolor spells. I guess that makes sense with the... How in the world do they have 4 Cornucopias, though? Like, seriously. How is that even a thing? About it. Going to kill the Gold Vein Hydra. Gain a little life. I mean, we do get to make a few treasures, which is nice. We just need to, like, get removal out of our opponent's hand, mostly. Well, let's Gix's command. Destroy all the little creatures, get back 2 creatures. So get a Deep Cavern Bat, get a Goldvein Hydra, play the Mortuary, do a little surveilling. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Go for the throat, gonna go Graveyard. Hit you with the Stomper. Next turn might be the turn. Next turn might be the turn that we get to do the thing. We got some treasures. We got a Deep Cavern Bat for protection. Our opponent, unleash the Inferno, gains infinite. These cornucopias have gained so much. I don't think these cornucopias are doing anything, though. Like, our opponent is gaining a ridiculous amount of life. That is true. But does any of that really matter? Like, does any of this life gain actually do anything? Because once we start attacking them, aren't they just going to die? Whether they're at 51 or 20 or 100? Like, ill-timed explosion to draw some cards. This does mean we don't technically currently have a creature for saddling up the Gitrog. Opponent passes. Well, play the land. Play Deep Cavern Bat. Take a peek at what's going on over there. All right, opponent. All right, Oko. What do you got, Oko? Pest Control, Unleash the Inferno, No More Lies, Urgent Necropsy. Well, take the No More Lies. Take the No More Lies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we'll just Goldvein for 7. Here comes the Hydra. We might actually deck ourselves with Gitrog draws. That is possible. I mean, opponent can kill the... Alright, they're going to cycle Pest Control. Draw a card. Sooner or later, I assume they're going to draw lands. Like, they've only drawn 4 lands, so they're going to be coming eventually. Hit ya. And if they kill the Hydra, we get a lot of mana. Opponent, land. And we got another Gix's command to get stuff back from the graveyard. Oh, but it can't work this turn, right? Because we know they have the removal this turn. So let's play Sheoldred. Make him counter the Sheoldred. Yeah, they have gained an absurd amount of life. They also have 4... They do have 4 of them going, which is a really, really big number. Attack, attack. Get in there. Do you use your personal collections for Clash on top of borrowed cards? Yeah, so for Clash, it's kind of just scrounging around to get to get the cards wherever we can. Oh, yeah, so on the Commander question, I'm sure that will happen, that I'll build a Commander Clash deck and keep it. Honestly, the Veil Yard is the one that I am closest to keeping from this season of the Commander Clash. Wow, they actually just drew another No More Lies? Okay. Yeah, I mean, our opponents, they drew a lot of cornucopias and they gain a lot of life. Whether or not this actually will win our opponent the game is a whole nother question. Opponent. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna run our opponent out of counters. And once they run out of counters, this Gitrog is gonna draw us so many cards. Opponent cycles the Pest Control, draws a card, loses life, thanks to Sheoldred. Or if they tap down, we can do it right away. We're getting close. We're getting close. There's one more removal spell we got to fight through. One more removal spell. Well, let's draw with the Dread Knight. Play the land. Go to combat. Hit ya. We just need to get that Necropsy out of our opponent's hand next. Get in, hit ya. Opponent takes it down to 37. I'll play the Dread Knight. Pass the turn. Does Pest Control have any uses other than dunking on Convoke? So it's really good against Convoke. It's good against Mono Red. Mono Red has a lot of 1-drops. It's good against random artifact tokens, maps and clues and treasures. And then there's some other just random tokens that exist that it can occasionally snipe. I don't know if it's a main... Well, I don't know. In Best of 1, it might be a main deck card. And best of one aggro can be pretty. Oh yes, outside of standard, then it hits. The further back in Magic you go, the stronger it becomes. Like think of Vintage, a format that's built around all the Moxen and Black Lotus and Soul Ring, and those are kind of the staples. Yeah, Cycling, I feel like the card was designed primarily for best of one, but I feel like it's going to be a sideboard all-star in other formats. I don't know if it'll be a main deck card in non-best of one formats. In best of one, I think it's actually a very good main deck card. Because you know we cycle it away, right? And people are always complaining, always complaining. Mono red, Boros, Convoke, just like those aggro decks in best of one. So I think it's actually a really sneakily good design. It's a card that like Eternal players are hyped about. Ooh, Atraxa. Oh, we're gonna do it though. We're gonna do it though. All right, opponent's gonna refill with Atraxa. Boring, but yes. We are going to let them do their Atraxa thing. But we are also going to draw a few cards and make a few treasures. I actually don't know how this game ends now. So opponent finds another Atraxa. They play the tap land. We kill the Atraxa. But it is time for Hydra to take a ride on the Gitrog. So we will Gitrog. We will saddle it up with the Gold Vein Hydra. Go to combat. Attack ya. Sack the Gold Vein Hydra. Draw literally every land. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no, that's actually not what we were hoping for. Okay, a few lands there. Just a few. And there's another land. Well, there's all the lands. We were wondering about lands earlier. We found them. We drew so many lands. Yeah, I mean, I feel like in some ways we're probably seeing the high roll draw from our opponent's deck just because they have 3 cornucopias. And I think that's the thing that's like kind of keeping them in the game. We kind of low rolled on that Gitrog. Did we actually draw 7 lands? It was very close to draw 7 lands. Opponent gonna exile the Gitrog, which is about as bad as it can be. Opponent passes. Oh my, oh! There's another one. Wait, do we have 10 lands in a row off of our Gitrog? I'm pretty sure that's 10 lands in a row. Okay. Now what? I mean, we know our opponent's gonna Atraxa. Oh, was it really 10 in a row? The numbers there. We will buzz out the calculator on that one, because that is essentially impossible. I don't know what we do now. I don't know what we do. Well, okay, we'll go to combat and attack. Hit ya. Cut down the Dread Knight. This is so bad. Draw with the Dread Knight. Oh my goodness, it's another one! It's another one. Wait, is that 12? Is that 12 in a row? I think that's 12 in a row. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay, we gotta calculate that. We have to calculate that. How many lands are even left in our deck? 0 basics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 6. 6 lands left in our deck. Wow. Wow. Okay, we gotta look it up. How many lands are in this deck? How many lands are in the deck? I gotta do it. I gotta pull up the calculator for this one, because this is just... We've reached the impossible stage. There are 25 lands in the deck. There are 25 lands in the deck. Opponent plays a land. Okay, let's pull up the calculator. How many cards are in our deck? 26. So we had 38. Okay, wait. There were 38 cards in our deck. How many lands did we have before that? 12. Oh no. How many lands did we have before that? So we drew 12. There were 6 left in our deck. So we had 6 on the battlefield? Opponent gonna do Atraxa things. And, well, opponent hit some lands this time, but also a bunch of Void Rents. And another Cornucopia. Well, we will kill the Atraxa. And take Numa. This is gonna mill all action, I'm sure. We will get back a Hydra. I don't think we can win. I'm not sure we can win. Like, even if we do things, we just mill ourselves out, right? I mean, play a huge Hydra. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Plus 6. We have 24? I mean, this is a big Hydra. Wait, no. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, 22. So we can go 21. All right, so we can play a Hydra X 21. We have dealt so much damage, but our opponent's drawn so many Cornucopias that it kind of doesn't matter. Opponent. Camivore. Returns. There's a land counter near your name in Untapped. One is a copy, yeah. One is from the Mycosynth Gardens. What an absurd game. What a ridiculous game. Yeah, this one's actually Mycosynth Gardens. Found it. Going to Doppelgang. That thing's not legendary? Yeah, apparently it's not legendary. Okay. Well, Doppelgang's a card. Yeah, this game's so over. Opponent has 24 cards in their deck. Lightning Helix. Gain some life. So we don't draw anything. When it attacks, if any player chooses a non-land card in your graveyard, return to your hand. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to kill ourselves or attempt to. Gix's command. Return 2 creatures. Put 2 counters on a creature it gains lifelink. They have the Void Rend, so this doesn't even actually matter. Put it on the Goldvein Hydra. Get back a Ravenous. Get back... I guess we can get back the Deep Cavern Bat. So we can play the Deep Cavern Bat. Look at our opponent's hand. Take the Void Red. Play the Gitrog. Opponent casts no more lies. We can pay for it, but okay. Triggers a few Astral Cornucopias. Yeah, I mean, the Astral Cornucopias let them cast pretty much anything, right? I mean, even this doesn't really matter because they just block. I'll go attacking. Hit you a bunch. Pass the turn. Play the land, pass the turn. Imagine thinking WotC is out here trying to screw over streamers that get free early access with bad shuffles. Oh, I mean, I don't think WotC is trying to trying to screw over streamers or anything. I do think we got like the 1 in billions unlucky. Pest control and no more lies. Oh wait. Okay, pest control and no more lies and no more lies and no more lies. Bonnet gets in for a bit. Down to 7. We draw a Junji. Well, alright. Let's kill ourselves. Go to combat. Attack with a Gitrog. Well, at least we got out of there. Oh, I do want to math it out, though. I am just curious to see, like, how incredibly unlucky it is. Sure. So we die. All right, we got to pull up the calculator, because that was 12 in a row, right? There were 36 cards in our deck. I believe we had drawn 6 lands. So that would mean there were 19 lands left in our deck. Our sample size was 12, and we drew 12. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we are... we are in the, like, incredibly unbelievable. I wonder if the opponent's deck is actually any good. I mean, it was fun to see it go off that game. I mean, the issue I would have with the opponent's deck is it seems to lean incredibly hard on the cornucopia thing. I don't know what happens if you don't draw them. Which is a thing that'll happen, right? It looked like our opponents, if they didn't have cornucopias, I don't think there was any way they would actually be able to cast their spells. They're playing a whole bunch of colorless lands in their, like, Kami War 5-color super mana intensive deck. So I'm not sure how that deck would cast their spells in games where you don't draw a cornucopia. So I think it worked out that game. The other thing is, didn't you start a bot match? I don't believe so. The other thing, the other issue would be just, like, the life gain, right? Like, in that game, it worked out that because they drew 3 cornucopias or whatever, they were able to gain enough life that we'd out, like, 100 damage to them, but it didn't matter. Oh, I missed your reset. My apologies, Ario. Ario, welcome back to the Fishbowl for the 20th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big tip cheer for you. Hello to you. Yeah, good to see ya. Yeah, Wednesday for early access day. We gotta do the early access, right? Pillage the Bog seems like it would help find cornucopias. Yeah, I guess Pillage the Fog would help find cornucopias. But really, like, I don't know. Then your deck is cornucopia really a card that you want to play other cards to tutor up? Like, and the other thing is, like, let's say our opponent found a cornucopia. I'm pretty sure we still kill him very easily, right? Even like they would have gained like a life a turn or something, maybe 2 life some turns. So I think even if you find a I think you really got to have multiple cornucopias and your opponent not be able to interact with them. But if that does happen, we saw that game, like when that does happen, you're going to have a really good time and you're going to do all your doppelgang stuff. It would be a fun archetype to try. I would say at first blush, I would be skeptical of it being like a competitive deck, but it does seem like it would be a funny, like, against the odds deck. Like, just like try to gain as much life as possible and make it so it's, you know, really hard for your opponent to kill you because you gain so much life. I think it's like a really funny against the odds idea. We have a new donation from McCary, $20 donation. Is there already a card that says once per turn effects can trigger an addition? Oh, is it? This is a... All right, so this is the same person, which Arena has been very good at during this event. And they also, again, have a cornucopia. Interesting. Well, I guess we get to see if this deck's consistent. I will say I've been a little disappointed with... Someone call for a hero? With how this event has went just as far as diversity in matchups. We're getting a lot of, like, playing the same person 2 or 3 times in a row, which is very awkward. Rob Zombie vibes, I can see that. If not, how much mana would it cost and what colors would it cost? So there is not a Magic card that says that is a Panharmonicon for once per turn triggers. That doesn't exist yet. Do we really have to sit through this matchup again? I feel like this isn't even like an interesting or good matchup for our deck. Well, I mean, I guess we play a land and play a Splunking, and our opponent probably counters. Well, all right, they let it go. So we draw more Gix's commands, which are not especially good in this matchup. I guess we take a Junji. We pass the turn. Opponent going to untap. So how much mana would a once per turn trigger Panharmonicon cost? So once per turn triggers are split across colors. I would lean toward maybe white. White seems like the most Panharmonicon-y of colors. So I kind of think, oh, it'd probably be a white card, but I guess it could be other colors as well. I mean, what do you think, chat? If there's going to be a once per turn Panharmonicon, how much would it cost and what color would it be? Thank you so much, by the way, for the donation. Definitely appreciate it, McKiri. I also wonder if that would be broken. Like, would it also just straight up be broken? Intimidation campaign. I mean, we're just trying to play Gitrog. We're trying to play Gitrog this game, but, we just kind of keep playing the same matchup again and again. Opponent. Passing. So we draw. We play Technuma. We go to combat. We try to attack the Teferi. Opponent. Going to Void Rend. To kill the Tompieri Stomper. Well, we'll play Junji. Pass the turn. Not a very good hand for this this matchup at the moment. Hey, Seth, I really want to build around Intimidation Campaign, but I can't afford Shieldreds and all the expensive stuff that comes with playing Optimized Blue-Black. Any suggestions? So what does Intimidation Campaign really want? It wants you to be committing a lot of crimes. So I guess I don't think you need Shieldred. I guess Shieldred is just like a busted card, but I don't think you need Shieldred. I guess, how else can you take advantage of this, I guess, is the question. Are there other ways? King O Sharks, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat, thank you. About it. Tapping, untapping. I mean, I think the card's fun, but I don't think it's... I'm not convinced that it's a very good card, honestly. Opponent plays another land, passes the turn. Well, we draw a Restless Cottage. We go to combat. We try to attack our opponent. Kills our Junji. Alright, we successfully killed the Teferi. Well, we will play a Shieldred. We will pass the turn. Opponent cycles a Pest Control. Post-Shieldred. Alright, gets burned a little bit. Hey Seth, I was thinking of a shell for Jace Reawaken with Leyline of Anticipation. I came up with Mono Blue Devotion in Pioneer. Any thoughts? Also, Jace with the creature for some reason. Yeah, I mean... So I will say, like, so Jace Leyline of Anticipation, it seems so memey to me. Like, it seems like even if you do it, is a turn 2 Jace actually strong in any meaningful way? I'm not, like, I don't even know if it is. Like, if this just didn't have the restriction, you could jam it on turn 2, Would it be that broken? I guess it would be like stronger. But yeah, so I don't know. I think the Leyline anticipation thing is funny just to say you did it, but I'm not convinced that like turn 2 Jace actually wins the game. Opponent, more Teferis, gains some life. Jace being a creature has got to just be an error. I can mention it, we'll get it fixed. But it must just be an error with the card being uploaded. Opponent plays another land. And passes. We draw more lands. We trigger Shieldred. I mean, what do we even do? Like, oh, what do we even do? All right. This game's just going nowhere. All right, go to combat. I don't think we want to risk getting a land killed. Like, do we send everything at Teferi? Like, we need to get Teferi off the battlefield, but we also want to attack our opponent. We know they're just going to eventually doppelgang. We have once again managed to draw very many lands. Yeah, I mean, I guess we have to just send them both at Shieldred. Well, or at the Teferi. So kill the Teferi.
Only time.
Pass the turn. Opponent cycles a pest control. Untaps down to 32. Gets drained down to 30. Yeah, Graveyard Trespasser is a good crime card. Uh-oh, wait. What are we arguing about in chat? Ill-timed explosion. Okay. So opponent gains some life. They draw some cards. They discard some cards. My friend is trying to make Tarnation Vista playable. Ooh. That is a fun challenge. Okay, so there's probably really no point in arguing about the Arena Shuffler. So my stance is that the Arena Shuffler, I do not believe there's anything wrong with the Arena Shuffler. So that's my personal stance on it. Boy. So now we have the 2 cornucopias going. Well, we will untap. Drain you a bit. Gix's command. I guess lifelink counters, try to get back some creatures because we don't have anything else going on. So counters on Shieldred. Get back our 2 creatures. Go to combat. Hit you with Shieldred. Opponent drops to 22 temporarily. Well, let's play Topiary Stomper. Yeah, I guess we blow this up. I don't even know if it's worth it. Blow up the card draw. Opponent. The Cornucopia deck's actually holding up quite well. Yeah, I mean, we haven't done anything. Like, we've just drawn all lands, so we haven't really done anything meaningful. So it is holding up well, but I think we are probably assisting them with it holding up well at the moment by kind of just not doing anything. Well, go to combat, get in with the Shieldred. Opponent down to 16. Well, I mean, I guess we play a Deep Cavern Bat. See what our opponent's got going on in that hand. All right, they're going to Lightning Helix it, gain a bunch more life. All right, what's the hand? Lightning Helix, Overgrown Farmland. All right, so our opponent's hand is currently nothing. Makes a token, untaps. Well, I feel like they're about to top deck a Troxa or something. We kind of need to kill our opponent before they top deck a Troxa and draw a million cards. Finding a Gitrog would be sweet. The course is clear for a Gitrog. We just haven't been able to find one. Oh, even more lands. Okay. Well, drain you. Fire up the cottage. Go to combat. Hit ya. Exile something. Cammy War, I guess. Opponent gonna take the beats. I mean, our opponent's back down to 11. They have gained a ridiculous amount of life. Play the Junji. Brooding Shaw. Welcome to the fishbowl. Now that we know that I can't kill the cottage, I'll swing with the cottage, yeah. Opponent gonna make even more cornucopias. And a Mirror's token. Well, opponent needs to top deck something. They're gaining a bunch of life, but they're down to 9. We might have to try building a cornucopia. We might have to try building a cornucopia deck at some point. Now I kind of want to try it. Oh, seriously? Opponent, ill-timed explosion. Draws 2. And does a little reading. Are we wrathing? Opponent's thinking. They have to assume we have removal in hand, right? What else would we possibly be holding all game? All right, opponent just draws the cards. Gets drained down to 11. Another ill-timed explosion. Draws some cards. Gets drained down to 7. Plays a land. We will play the land. Well, all right, let's do it. If we lose a cottage, we lose a cottage. Fire up the cottage, go to combat. Swing. Boy, we could not find a Gitrog this game. Opponent. Lightning Helix gains a bunch of life. And another Lightning Helix to gain more life. All right, there goes our creature land. Go attacking. Hit ya. Down to 8. Pass the turn. About it. Down to 6. And says good game. Does this mean we finally overcame the cornucopias? Oh, this matchup. So what do you think, chat? Should we try building a deck like this and see how it plays? I don't know if we're gonna do it right now because we have so many other decks to play, but well, go to combat, attack you. I'm still not convinced we win here. I know our opponent said good game, but I'm not actually convinced that we win the game here. Well, okay. Opponent has given up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, we gotta play land destruction. We gotta play land destruction. I was meaning more at some point. We're not gonna build it right now. All right, so we played that same matchup twice in a row. So I will say, our opponent's cornucopia did more than I expected. That actually, they won game 1 with, 5 cornucopias? And then game 2, they got up to 2 cornucopias. And the 2 cornucopias did a good job of keeping them alive. Although eventually they ran out of the action. So that's a Gitrog. I still really like Gitrog, and I think Gitrog's good. Matchup wise, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say anymore about this early access event. But we got to try land destruction. I promised we would try the land destruction deck. So this is a Jeskai artifact land destruction deck. What are we trying to do with this deck? So our land destruction is twofold. So we have Territory Forge, which is the card I'm really intrigued by. It's just 5 mana, exile an artifact your land, and you get all the abilities of it. So if you snipe a land, you can tap like land or whatever. So that's land destruction number 1. Our other land destruction effect is Boombox. 2 mana artifact, pay 6, sack it. Discard to 1 target artifact, 1 target creature, 1 target land. The trick is, we also have Esoteric Duplicator, which if we sack an artifact, we can pay 2 to get a copy of the artifact. So in the late game, if we can ramp into this with like Fabrication Foundries and so forth, we can set up this weird like loop where for 1,000,000 mana, we can use the Boombox to blow up stuff, copy it with Duplicator, and then next turn do it again, and next turn do it again, and just keep blowing up something every single turn. Otherwise, we make a bunch of constructs. So we got like Simulacrum Synthesizer, Unstable Growth Bridge to make big creatures, Legion Extruder, and Spring-Loaded Saw Blades give us a bunch of removal, Chimmel just to like, I don't know, annoy the control deck, generate some value. So that's the plan of the deck. No Mightstone and Weakstone. The problem I ran into, I considered Mightstone and Weakstone. The problem I ran into is, how do I make room for it? Like, what can I realistically cut from the deck? So I feel like the ramp, the Iron Crag could also be good in this deck in some numbers. So that was kind of the challenge I ran into. If we're going to play pretty janky, but the reason we're playing the deck, the cool land destruction spells, I don't know what to cut. I feel like we need the Wrass. It's hard to get rid of the removal. We need some amount of removal. Synthesizer, I really want to test out. Duplicator, I really want to test out. Fabrication Foundry probably seems necessary just to speed things up. So it's more just a matter of like, I think Mightstone and Weakstone would be fine, but I don't know if I like it more than anything else that's already in the deck is kind of the issue. Meanwhile, Krim is trying to beat Brian Kibler with Rush of Dream combo. What is... Oh, the black combo deck? Yeah, we gotta try the black combo deck too. I have a version of that. I feel like that combo might actually be good. But let's see if we can blow up some lands. Let's see. You know, actually this deck, if we run into that same deck again, I would actually be pretty happy. I think if we play against the Cornucopia deck, we just get them. Yeah, I think the combo is gonna be interesting to see how good it is. Is Omenhawker not better ramp? I mean, so stuff like Omenhawker doesn't really ramp us into our stuff. It just ramps for abilities. And what abilities? The only ability we're really activating is Boombox, right? I mean, I guess we might occasionally craft some stuff, so like it helps there. So I could see an argument, but you run into the same issue. So I don't know if it's better than actual ramp to ramp us into like getting down Territory Forge a turn early. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, we'll keep this. We do need blue mana at some point, but that's fine. Ooh, double Forge. Opponent seems to be a mount deck of some kind. Caustic Bronco. Yeehaw! Well, play the land. How about a blue source? Magic God? Opponent, combat, and attacks, and we will saw blade it. Get it out of here. Opponent finds a bloated Contaminator. Well, Chimmel's kinda not exactly what we were hoping for. Opponent, tap land. Land! We need a land! Okay, that is a land. Okay, one more. We need one more land. We've drawn all of our 5 drops. Opponent! Yeah, I think that Enigma Jewel... Hey, welcome, Gobler. Good to see ya. Frontier Seeker. Oh, it finds a mount. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think Enigma Jewel could be interesting. We can look at the deck list again after this round. This is actually kind of sweet. So we get to Legion Extruder. I feel like, so this card, I've only played one game with this card. I feel like this card's actually going to be kind of nuts. It impressed me so much. So it seems like, yeah, it's a really bad Bone Crusher or whatever, but be able to instant speed sack an artifact for 2 to make a golem is kind of ridiculous. So like right now our opponent can't really attack us, because if they do, we can just sack this Saw Blades that already did its thing anyway and make a 3/3. I mean, I guess we just see that in practice. So we can just sack the Saw Blades that we didn't even want because there already was a removal spell. Get a 3/3 block and kill your thing. Opponent, Caustic Bronco. Tap land. Ooh, there's our blue mana. There's our blue mana. Well, the time has come. Land destruction spell number 1. Territory Fjorge. And let's get the Black Source. Snipe it. Pass the turn. A land has been destroyed. About it. We might be doing it. And then once we get the first land, the second one, the other thing I considered for this deck, and I also couldn't find room to fit it in, but the other thing that would be so sweet is a card that would let us bounce our artifacts back to our hand. There's like Drofnu or whatever. There's this weird 1-mana enchantment that was made for the Unearth cards that lets you bounce one of your own things back to your hand. That's a lot of Frontier Seekers. So there's actually a bunch of cards that do it. Oh, it's a Kitrog deck. I guess that makes sense as a mount deck. Oh, opponent. I'm starting to feel bad about this. I mean, not that bad, but Territory Forge? Get rid of that Portico? And yeah, we'll just pass. We'll just pass the turn. We should have tapped this Forge. I guess we need to manually tap it to leave up red mana to sack something to Legion Extruder, but about it. Oh wait, we don't even need red mana? That card's even better. Caustic Bronco, gonna draw a card. Are we evil for playing land destruction on early access day? We very well might be, but I think it's probably worth it. Opponent, Stable Master. So the deck has 0 creatures, and I think that's an upside to the deck. 2 mana to cast a Mount. Do we need a Wrath? Do we even care about Wrathing? We can just start making big constructs. Yeah, let's just make constructs. 1, 2. This is actually pretty insane. 1, 2, 3. So we can play the Synthesizer. Do a little scrying. Bottom and I guess we'll keep it. Bottom and top. And then Thousand Moon Smithy. Make a construct. Make a construct. Casually 8/8s. Get in there with a 3/3. And I think it's working. I think it's working. I think it's working. Oh, sorry, Jim. Your deck looks sweet, but we're blowing up lands. They did add a reach animation. About it. Oh, it's Gitrog. The bad news about Gitrog is it's smaller than the constructs. We will decline. We'll just play a Chimel. Let's play a Chimel, make a construct. Grow the constructs. We're going to be a little greedy. We're going to get in there with the constructs. Opponent, how do you feel about 20 at the face? It reminds me a lot of Annex. I think it's the best Annex ever printed. Well, all right, that can kill the Stable Master. Oh, goodness. Well, that went well. You haven't seen Tiny Bones in a while. I don't know if you even still know what it does. That's why I'm reintroducing this to you. Is this what will make Dimir Rogues great again? Ooh. Let me see. Some Dimir Rogues in Pioneer, eh? I mean, I do think that Tiny Bones is very good. I think it's very good. Thieves Guild Enforcer. What was the other 1-drop? The blue flyer that you can sack to draw a card? I mean, it might be the second best. I'd have to look. I'd have to actually look at Rogues, but it might actually be the second best blue 1-drop. I think this Tiny Bones is actually very good. I like it. I could see playing it in Rogues. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to try. The problem is, Rogues is a deck that I feel like I can't ever play. It's one of those, yeah, that was especially brutal because we cut off all the colored mana, or most of the colored mana. Rogues is one of those decks that ever since it did its thing in Standard, I feel like I just can't really play it because it was such a miserable deck that people just hated so much. So I have a hard time, even now, even though it's been like 2 or 3 years, I have a hard time like, oh, I'm going to make a video about Rogues and Pioneer or something, just because I remember how miserable everyone was about that deck. But I do think Tiny Bones is very good at it. Tiny Bones, I think, is just a good card. Oh, mono blue. Oh, that deck. Yeah, the mono blue deck is the worst. Oh, please don't put us up against Jim again. I'm going to feel really bad. I'm going to feel really bad if they keep putting us. Yeah, that's the upside of playing no creatures, right? I mean, it's the upside of playing artifacts because everyone plays Go for the Throw. And the artifact and the upside of playing no creatures is that you just fizzle all the removal. Are you using Nahiri's Resolve in this deck? I'm not. So Nahiri's Resolve is good with the Construct Maker, the Synthesizer. It doesn't work with the land destruction, though, unfortunately. The problem with the land destruction is Wizards, and I guess this was probably wise. I mean, I kind of wish they didn't do it, but the problem with the land destruction is this if you cast it trigger. So you can't really get value out of Blinking Forge. You can't really get value out of Blinking Boombox. Although blinking stuff with Synthesizer out can make a lot of constructs. So I could see, I don't know if I'd play it in this deck, but I could see a build that played Synthesizer in Nahiri's Resolve. Do we even keep this? We're on the draw. Yeah, all right, we'll keep it. Well, we're going to hit our lands, right? We're going to hit our lands. I was watching Jim's stream, saw someone blow up lands in an early access game, knew it was Seth without looking at the name. I mean, I do what I do. For better or worse. How did Jim handle it? I was wondering if people would get salty about blowing up lands in early access. Oh, no, they get the counter too, so we can't extrude it. We really need to hit a land here. That is definitely not a land. Why are we so bad at drawing lands? Or so good at drawing lands when we don't want to draw lands? we're either drawing 12 lands off of our Gitrog trigger or we just can't find them. Opponent gets and hits us down to 50. Wow, that is still not a land. All right, so we're going to have to go shenanigans here and see if we can sack this Boombox. Opponent with the tap land. Triggers, grows, attacks. Oh, well, sack the Boombox. Try to make a 3/3. About it. Get lost. Well, this might be a quick one because, well, there's a land, but it's just too late to really matter. Not even a white source, so we still can't do anything. Yeah, pass the turn. I mean, we can sack them. The problem is 3/3s just don't do much here. We need more. 3/3s are not very good in a land of 3/4s. Ugh. Oh, well, we didn't really cast a spell that game. Hey, what's up, Nil? How are you? Good to see you. I wonder if translators are working overtime with how many card names puns WotC makes today. There's definitely, every set is an unset, right? Every set is an unset. Bant Legends with Kellen joins up. Yeah, Kellen's joins up is weird. Yeah, not hitting white was very bad there. That was where the game would have went very differently if we had a white source. Well, all right, we can try this. Field of Ruin should be able to get us a white source, right? Up against Kibla. All right, Kibler. Well, play the land. Go. Hey, someone's not going to play Magic. It might be us, it might be our opponents, but with this deck, someone is not going to be able to cast things. Oh, up against Grixis Control, maybe? Well, pass the turn. Yeah, the hat kind of works, right? Opponent, Rivaz of the Claw. That's awkward. So it's, of course, it's Kibler. It's a Dragons deck. Duh. Obviously. Well, we're going to start Braided Netting on the upkeep, I think, to keep that from making mana. Yeah, that makes complete sense. So what dragons would Kibler be playing? Celestis. I mean, we can... Ooh, and the Iron Crag. Well, at least we're hitting our lands too. Ha. Ha 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 ha. So let's Sawblade. Get rid of the Rivaz. Play the land, and I think we just run out the Extruder. Shock the phase. We can start sacking Sawblades to maybe make some golems. Yeah, Terror of the Peaks makes sense. All right, Kibler. It's Kibler, I will say. Kibler also has some very impressive hair. Kibler's hair, I wonder if Kibler's hair is longer than my hair. It might actually be. All right, Iron Crag not turning into an equipment. About it. Passing. Sure. Well, play the land. Play the Simulacrum. Do a little bit of scrying. Ooh, there's the Forge. We will keep the Forge. That's what we came here to do, is Forge. Pass the turn. So Dragon spells cost 1 less to cast. Whenever Dragon ETBs become a copy of it. So we can't really stop that with Braided Net. Alright, we'll just pass. Pass the turn. Am I dreaming, or did Krim get invited to Brian's Commander at Home channel? Yeah, they live in the same area. Krim lives in the same area as Brian, so I think they're like kind of friends. So I think they occasionally do a little commandering or whatever, hiking or something. Yeah, I don't have any emotes. I can't even tell him to grab a leg. I'm disappointed. Yeah, there should be some. I'm gonna have to go to the store. I wonder if they have super cheesy cowboy emotes. Do you think they have like yeehaw emotes? I could see that. I could see that being a thing. This synthesizer seems like it might be a good card. I mean, I guess we make it 3/3. Might as well. Sack the Sawblades, make it 3/3. Untap. Day becomes night. Yippee-yi! Yippee-yi-ki! Yippee-yi-ki! Oh, God. Well, let's hit you. We probably just exile the Celestis, actually. Forge? How are we feeling about a little land destruction? Okay. That'll make a construct, and we will just snipe the Celestis. Forge might actually be good. Forge might actually be a good card. Yeah, that Golem art does look pretty sweet. All right, pass the turn. About it untaps. We get a 6/6. Are you gonna build around Tally Lockin' Perfect Shot? I mean, we'll probably build around everything eventually, but yes, I'm sure that's something we'll build around. I haven't built a deck around it yet. That's one of the ones that, how would you go about building around it? I feel like it's a interesting commander card. I haven't really figured out exactly what to do with it in standard, though. Oh, they have a cool. Interesting. Okay, sure. And there's the cool. Well, we're just gonna tab down the Sarkin. Get some triggers. Ah, wait, is this even a... Oh, it is a dragon. Scorpion, Dragon, Rogue. These creature types. It's funny, like, you know that they just want the outlaw type on some of these. Like, they toss in the Rogue. Ooh, another Forge. It's so greedy, but we gotta do it, right? How do we not do it? All right, Forge, trigger, construct, snipe the Plaza of Heroes, and then Braided Net, construct, And I mean, we're pretty close to. Maybe this deck is actually good. Maybe this deck is actually going to be kind of good. Maybe this deck's not as janky as I thought, because now we can just like tap everything down, right, with these braided nets, and we have 9/9 constructs. About it. Oh, the elf, yeah. The elf deck's kind of wild. way better than I thought it would be. So Synthesizer, that was my first thought too, Alex. The problem is it's only mana value 3 or greater that it triggers off of. So apparently that was also Watsy's first thought. Where they're like, if we let people trigger this with Mem Knights, oh, emotes, okay, we can cancel. All right, let's go to the store. Also a reminder, if you need any of these cards, you can snag up from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. All right, are there emotes? I need a yeehaw emote, or at least a grab the leg emote. Where do I even go? Bundles? I never buy emotes. Is there an emote bundle? I would also take crowd surfing Karn. Oh, maybe you're not. Maybe this client just doesn't have emotes. That's possible. Psycho Smurf for the 90th month. 90 months. That is absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure you are one of the longest subscribers. I know the longest continuous streak is at 88 right now, so 90 is ridiculous. Good to see you. Been doing pretty well with Stellani list. Doubling Bob Inti Bowmaster's Monkey is especially Turok feels so gross, but it's a fair deck. It's been solid. Ooh, well, thank you for the resub, and I will definitely check out the deck. Wait, is there really no emotes? I guess, oh, cosmetics? Maybe it's cosmetics. Oko sleeves. Why does Oko get to walk around shirtless all the time? Oh, Kellen. I'm not buying a Kellen. Okay, here's the real question, chat. Loot. Are you buying the plushie? we joked about it. Apparently you can't get emotes, so I guess we just got to give up on the on the emote idea and just play Magic. Are you buying the plushie? I'm sure you saw it. Did you see that they actually released it? We joked about it. We joked about it. Like, oh, they're doing this to, make a mascot so we can sell plushies or whatever. And when you know it, the set's not even out yet. And look at that. Look at that little look at that little Furby. It even comes with a certificate of lutenticity. You can put your dice in it. It does look it looks much less cute here, right? When I first saw the the art of the Magic card, it looked kind of cute. This one though looks kind of creepy. It looks like Pikachu fell in love with a Furby, and woe be upon us. Oh yeah, there's. Oh wait, am I supposed to actually? No, none of this looks important. Thank you for joining early access. Weekly announcements. Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Yeah, we don't need to claim like Ixalan packs or whatever. All right, let's blow up some more lands. Let's blow up. What deck is next? Profile. What deck is next on our list?
2 ranks, one for
Emotes.
and one for
Hello. Thinking. Nice. Oop. Yeah, there's just like no options. So I don't think we can actually emote. I think we're just not allowed to emote.
On how to customize
It's at the bottom. Wait, didn't I go to it?
You have 2 ranks, one for constructed
Emotes.
and one for limited. Your constructed rank is affected
Yeah, there
by
doesn't
ranked
seem like there's a way
games.
to add more of them.
Limited rank is tied to draft and sealed events. And
All right, let's blow up a land. So what deck's next, chat? After blowing up lands, what's next on the list? Any Profs brews today? No Profs brews. At the bottom of my inbox. All right, I'll go to the bottom of the inbox. Hang on, partners. Bottom of the inbox. The machine has been defeated. Claim. Thank you for joining early access. Am I supposed to claim this? Okay, we'll claim it. Oh, I see. So we get the rock and Free Strider. I can't do a horse because Bear hates horses. He would freak out. We'll go with the rock. Ugh, I don't want shirtless Oko. I don't like Kellen. Faraska, maybe. I guess we can go with Rakdos. Rakdos is kind of cool, I guess. Oh, look at that! Howdy, yeehaw! Draw! What in tarnation? Oh god. Okay, we did it. We got emotes. We did it, chat. You solved it. Everyone's got Oko. I feel like Oko's the one everyone's had today. So we gotta be a hipster. We can't just be, the millionth Oko player. We gotta change it up a little bit. What do you think? So chat, be honest with me. Do you think I can wear this hat unironically? I talked about this at the beginning of the stream. I never have owned a cowboy hat before Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I never thought I'd want one because I thought, they were, kind of whatever. Like, I don't know, not cool. Like, but now that I've been wearing this hat, I'm starting to think that, I'm not just going to wear it around every day, but I could see like, okay, so I just got tickets for, Shaky Graves and Trampled by Turtles. Shaky Graves, Trampled by Turtles. I think I could wear a hair down cowboy hat to Shaky Graves, Trampled by Turtles. I think that might work, right? Or like Wilco. I saw Wilco last year. If I was gonna go see Wilco, I think I could go to like a Wilco show with a cowboy hat. I wouldn't just, rock it every day or anything. I'm not a crazy person, but I think there could be situations outside of Outlaws of Thunder Junction previews where maybe the cowboy hat could actually work. Look like a movie character in the most flattering way. Well, thank you, partner. Yeehaw. What are we doing other than getting beaten down? So we can play a synthesizer. We might need a saw blade. Let's play the boom box. We do have a pet rock. Yeah, that was the April Fool's. That was the April Fool's pet. You could get a boom box. All right, or get a pet rock. I have never understood that. Were any of you around? I think that was a thing like before even I was alive. Were you alive when pet rocks were a thing? I feel like my mother's generation or something had those. I've never understood. Is that just like brilliant marketing? Did someone just wake up one day and were like, I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to make people pay me for a rock? Like what was the deal with pet rocks? Oh, you own one. Can you still buy one? Like, can I go on Amazon and get a pet rock? And like, does it do anything? Or is it literally just a rock? Is that actually it? Did I miss your second episode of Modern Masters? No, next week, next Wednesday. So a week from today is episode 2 of Magic Online Masters. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Literally a week from right now, we will be going live for it. And if we don't do well on this one, I think we're out. So we gotta win. We must win. Actually, I'm hoping I can play with new cards. I want to build something with the new cards, I think. Well, let's play a synthesizer. About it. Are we countering Arrington Giada? Whoa! No way. Even Interrupter off the top of the deck? What are the odds? Okay, that's unfortunate. Prowess Switch Slick Shot. Yeah. I've already messed around with it in Standard, but I think it could work in Modern. You can probably build a pretty consistent, like, turn 3 kill deck. Oh, tap land. This is not the best time for a tap land. Well, alright, play the tap land. Unfortunately, we gotta mill the forge here. I don't even know if we can survive long enough to make this work. So we can play the extruder. Wait, can they play things with flash off the top? Oh, they can. Okay, we're literally dead then, sure. They can flash in the Wandering Emperor. Wow, that was brutal. Yeah, Slickshot's busted. That card is busted. All right, so we have to go add the emotes, you think? We got to go back to our profile and try to add them? How do we actually yeehaw someone?
One for constructed and one
We just got to click.
Your constructed rank is affected by ranked.
Yeehaw! All right, there we go. So now we should be able to avatar people, right? So Mono Red Processor Gruul would work, but Gruul would just be worse in fact. Yeah, that is true. I mean, if you're in Is It, you can see, well, if you're in Is It, you get the upside of having counter spells. Yeah, there's got to be a way to make it not just worse in fact. Yeehaw! Any cards you've seen that ended up being better or worse than expected, or is it still too early? So what are our impressions so far from the cards we've seen? I mean, I'll say the Cornucopia was better than I thought. Not that the card is good, but I thought that card was like one of the worst cards in the set. I still probably think skeletons. What is with all these skeleton players? I still think it might be one of the worst cards in the set. But we played against a deck with a Cornucopia, and it actually popped off. They ended up with like 100 life or something. So that one I would call an overperformer, just because my expectation was literally 0, and it ended up not being 0. Oko, I think, would be one of the biggest underperformers so far. Yeah, we haven't really played many crime decks. We'll have to try to do some criming here. First, though, we need to kill this Tiny Bones. Kill the Tiny Bones. Play this. Oh boy, we're gonna blow up a lot of lands. And our opponents. Oh my god, they missed a land. Oh, if they miss this land, this game is done. This game is over. This game is over if we start dropping territory. Oh no. Oh, we're gonna get our revenge on the skeletons. Did you hit a land? Oh, if you didn't hit a land, opponent. Oh no. Oh no, I almost feel bad. Not really, but Corrupt Conviction. Okay, that might find a land. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. A Ganjo and Territory Fjorge. Snipe the Foundry. So now we can turn it into a creature. Opponent, Corpse of the Lost, hits us down to 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Boombox. Actually, we can wait, right? We don't have to do it now? Huh. So let's play the Parlor. Another Forge. All right. So 0 artifacts, creature, and land. Blow them up, blow them up. Okay, miss a land drop, opponent. Just miss one. Just one. Oh, opponent is drawn 3 lands in a row. Another Corpses of the Lost. Opponent gets in, hits us. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so play a Tuara, play a Boombox. I can't believe our opponent keeps hitting lands. 0 artifacts, 1 creature, 1 land. Blow them up. Stop drawing lands, opponent. We know you missed that land drop on turn 2. We saw it. We saw it. Just stop. We just want a flawless victory, you. It's okay. Case of the Stash Skeleton. Hits us down to 6. Well, okay. Territory Forge. Get rid of the swamp. Spring-loaded Sawblade. Kill the skeleton. Play the land. Pass the turn. Opponent. Tiny Bones the Pickpocket. Okay, this is kind of okay. Because we can Legion Extruder. Sack the Sawblade. Make a 3/3. Block it. Come on, deck. Top deck. Top deck. Give us something good. Give us something good. One more land destruction spell deck. Come on, one more. One more. Ooh, synthesizer. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we spend 3... Oh, wait, does this work? So if we go 1, 2... 1, 2, 3. So we can Fabrication Foundry. Sack this. So we can get back a boombox. Sacking. Exiling this. Wait, why won't it let me exile this? All right. Wait, am I misunderstanding? Why is this not working? Okay. Exile one or more artifacts you control with total mana value of X. Oh, I see. So we got to go 5. All right. We're going to time out trying to do this. Okay, so we got to go to 5. 1, 2, 3. And then we can sack this to get back the boombox. And now we can pass the turn with the boom. Okay, we got there. We passed the turn with the boombox up. What a weird formatting on that card. Opponent. Going to sack their case to tutor. Okay. And leaves it out. We draw an island. Well, play the island. Play the synthesizer. Bottom and bottom. Pass the turn. Oh, it's gonna be close. Opponent. Whoa! Land number 3. Corpses of the Lost. Okay. Opponent makes a skeleton. Well, we will boombox. Blow up you and you. Oh, come on, Dag. Oh, Territory Forge. Okay, play the Forge. Make a construct. That's what we wanted to see. Nuke the swamp. We are actually getting close to a flawless victory. We are getting close to a flawless victory. Okay, and then I think we just... How greedy is this? Is this too greedy? Are we going to die? All right, we're going to pay 3. To get back the boombox. All right, let's pay 5. We'll sacrifice some mana. That's fine. Pay 5. To get back a boombox. Sacking a forge. All right, opponent. Your go. 1 land. Oh, they drew another one. Okay. Opponent. Passing. Fabrication Foundry. Well, we will play the Foundry. And hit you for 7. Pass the turn. I want the flawless victory. I want the flawless victory. Oh, no, another land. And the Corpses of the Lost. All right. We have blown up a lot of lands, though. Blow up you, blow up you. Opponent. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, opponent. We can turn Forge into a Foundry. Legion Extruder. Well, let's play that. Oh, this is lethal, right? So we can play this, deal 2 damage. And then we can turn this into a 2/2. Go land destruction and hit ya. We did it! Ooh, yeehaw! Oh, that was actually really good. Yeah, the skeleton deck looks sweet. They did a pretty good job of playing Magic, even though we were blowing up their lands brutally. Wow, you know what's even more exciting, though? Maybe there's a land destruction deck in Standard. Maybe there's actually a land destruction deck. Looping the boombox was actually pretty effective. Where'd the avatar come from? That's one of the new ones. So what are we playing? Oh, we gotta try the combo, right? We gotta try the combo. Can we try a standard slick shot list? So slick shot gonna be coming for a video next week. So I think we're gonna avoid doing it. Oh, we could play the horse deck. Oh, Gyrod's so janky, but we can try it. So here's decks that I'm kind of interested in that we haven't played yet. So, I mean, I'm interested in all of them because I built them. Obliterators, surprise. Big Red, I think, is interesting. Jund Yargle's interesting. Annie Monicon, I'm interested in Annie Joins Up. The deck itself is kind of aggro, more aggro than I expected it to be when I was building it. Akul's interesting. I'm curious if the Bloodletter combo can actually work. Another round is maybe yeah, we can try Big Red. Another round is probably the jankiest deck out of all the decks here. I don't have a loot deck. Yeah, we got to try Obliterator Surprise too. So this deck, this also has Territory Forge because I really like that card. But this deck is trying to ramp into Calamity and then use Calamity to copy something like Terror the Peaks or Trumpeting Carnosaur. We're also playing Generous Plunder, which is a card that I'm very curious about. My first impression is it's probably really bad, but it does ramp every turn. And if we just want to get up to like 6 mana for Calamities and so forth, maybe it's actually good enough in this context. So yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's give Big Red a shot. And then the other deck, I do need to change. I forgot to add what is the fight land spell called? Bushwhack. I think this deck probably wants to be playing some number of Bushwhacks to go as a backup plan for the Obliterator. I'm also, I think Curator or Harvester of Mysteries, I think is probably pretty strong. So let's do something like that and that and craft. Curious to see how destructive ramping your opponent will be. I'm guessing very. I am very scared of it. That's the mode of that card that makes me think it's probably not going to be very good. But what have you missed, Doggamyth? We've blown up a lot of lands. We learned about the green cornucopia thing. My goodness, we played 2 ridiculous games against someone playing a cornucopia deck. Welcome back to the Fishbowl, by the way, Doggamyth, for the 59th month. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. Doesn't release of Terror mean Itsushi Infinite Loop is back? Yeah, Terror of the Peaks is a really good payoff for any sort of Infinite Loop deck. So what is the first word of the cornucopia? It's a big score. I keep wanting to say astral, but that's another card. Let me look it up. Ancient cornucopia. So ancient cornucopia, it's like the 3 mana rock that also gains life when you cast spells. Multicolor spells, but only once a turn. We played someone that was just all in on that card, and we played them twice in a row. The first game, they actually kind of got us with it. They got 5 of them on the battlefield and just gained such a ridiculous amount of life. All right, Tiny Bones player. Gained such a ridiculous amount of life that nothing we really did mattered. Does Rip kill Aftermath Analysis combo? If not, how do you feel about the deck's play pattern? Yes, and I like it. But I think in best of 3 at least. In best of 3 at least, I think it's pretty unlikely that it will survive Rest in Peace. Or at least it'll become way more inconsistent. Rest in Peace is just like the best graveyard hate. Opponent's gonna do some Gixing. Gonna go attacking. Well, we need to kill this Tiny Bones. Could use a removal spell for this Gix. Ooh, instead, it's a Calamity. Well, alright, that is literally a Calamity. Generous Plunder. Opponent's just going to pop off here, though. Vraska's joins up with a Gix. Who's going to draw so many cards. Yeah, I'm glad Rest in Peace is back. I do like the play pattern of that deck, though. So this is just like Golgari Legends aggro. And a cut down. And we get snowballed. Well, I mean, one of the things about Best of One, I have come to appreciate some aspects of Best of One more, but there are definitely a lot of just like, as Krim would say, face roll games. There's a lot of games where it's like, I'm on the draw, my opponent's aggro on the play. Okay, next. Tishana kills Analyst combo pretty well. Like Tishana's Tideminder, countering it. Yeah, I mean, countering it is pretty sweet. Oh, Gitrage. About it. Well, that was a pretty good little Golgari legend draw, I guess. Opponent goes attacking. Hits us, draws infinite and a half. Yeah, opponent doesn't even bother to sack. And dead. Golgari Legends aggro. What a wild format standard is right now if you can play a deck like that. Well, remember, this is early access day, so we'll see. You never know. You never know if stuff that works at early access day doesn't always work once people start just playing all the tier decks all the time. But I do think, like, a Legends deck like that could have potential. I do think the Joins Up enchantments are more than a worthy payoff for doing that. Like, the Joins Up enchantments are really strong. They're every single one of them is really strong. I think they're like designed to be commander cards primarily, but I think they have standard potential. When we start playing, yeah, Rakdos joins up. We played against it once and it was kind of ridiculous. Only 2 mountains. Okay. Well, go Generous Plunder, I guess. We have the Calamity and Terror the Peaks. That's kind of like the easiest combo. Invasion of Ixalan. But Commander Clash for Outlaws will start this Friday. Well, let's play the Plunderer. Treasures for everyone, since we can't draw lands. Rakdos joins up, I think, is... For what format is it one of your top cards in the set? I mean, I think it's good. Especially since we're in such a legendary world these days. Land, please. Well, Iron Craig is almost like a bad land. Well, get in. Hit ya down to 17. Enjoy our treasure, opponent. If we were hitting lands with this treasure, it would actually be good. Here's a budget list I made for Intimidation campaign. But looking at it, it just feels bad. Yeah, I mean, honestly... I just don't think Intimidation campaign itself is an especially powerful card. That's kind of where I get stuck with it. Like, if you think about what it does, it's 3 mana, draw 1 card. And yes, it's cool that it's repeatable, but it's still like 3 mana, draw 1 is so far below the curve. Like 3 mana, draw 3 is a really good rate. 3 mana, draw 2 is an okay rate. 3 mana, draw 1, it's just hard for me to imagine that, like, even in standard, that you're going to be able to that often spend 3 mana to draw 1 card without falling super far behind. I think Disinformation campaign, that worked to some extent because it was making your opponent discard. So you just empty your opponent's hand and then, like, it was all upside. But since this, like, all it really does is draw, like, I know it drains for 1, but I think that's the issue. That's going to make it challenging to build around. Like, yeah, I'm not sure what to do with it. And I don't know what synergies it really has. What happened? Well, I mean, this game's very over. I mean, we're also missing land drops for days, but... Well, opponent, they had a good turn, somehow. So what did they do while we were looking at the deck list? They must have... Oh, they unplotted this. Use the damage to... Yeah, 2 Terror of the Peaks. We're never... We didn't even miss our turn, actually, I don't think. But we are super dead. Yeah. You know what makes Magic hard is when you don't draw any lands. Have you played against the new Oko? Not played against the new Oko. We played with the new Oko. Oh my goodness. I think it's actually very bad. Maybe if someone will figure out. So here's my current take on Oko. Just playing it as like a crime card or a value card, really, really bad. I think it's unplayable. I think if there's going to be a way for new Oko to work, it's almost certainly going to involve something with the turning into a copy of a creature mode. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's even possible that can save it. But my experience with the card is the +1 is actually like kind of bad. It's sort of just looting, which I guess if you're filling your graveyard could be beneficial. But outside of like graveyard decks, it doesn't often generate card advantage. Doesn't really play good defense. You can't like elk your opponent's stuff. The 3/3s lose loyalty and it only starts with 3 loyalty. So I think it's got to be something with the static ability. Like if that card's ever going to do anything, I think it's got to be something with the static ability. Seth, what do you think of this deck? It's Naya Rocco list, but added some Annie Flash and Annie Joins up. Ooh. Annie Joins Rocco. That looks pretty fun. I do like Annie Joins up. So Annie Joins up can double trigger Pia and Rocco, and then Annie. That looks pretty sweet. So what is Rocco? Oh, it's Food Rocco. Okay. So kind of like a Naya Cast from Exile style deck. Yeah, I like it. That looks sweet. For some reason I was thinking it was Tutor Rocco. Well, oh, it's our same opponent again. Why I don't believe the Arena Shuffler is rigged. I do wonder if this matchmaking is a little wonky. Either that or there's only like 5 of us that are playing standard during early access and everyone else is drafting. Because we have had a lot of duplicates. Well, let's see if we live long enough to do the thing. Iron Craig definitely helps. So we need to... Where's our Howdy? Tarnation. I'll play the land. Pass the turn. I mean, we have Terror of the Peaks into Calamity. If our opponent can't kill our stuff, we kind of do the combo-y thing. Opponent's gonna do a little rampant. A little rampant. I draft sometimes. I just like playing constructed. I like the brewing aspect. Well, Terror of the Peaks. Go. Can we saddle it up? Can we send... I don't know about the flavor of this mechanic. I don't know how this dragon is riding this horse. Just like physics. I don't really get it, but... Do we let this go? I think we do. Sure. Found it. Awaken Skyclave. Well, we're going to play a land. We're going to play a Calamity. We are going to... So we hit for 4. Do we need to kill the creatures? Probably. Decline. So kill the Skyclave. And then crew up the Calamity, because we're just short of lethal, right? Go attacking. Hit ya. Yeah, we could deal 18 there, but our opponent's at 23. Whoa, wait. Oh yeah, all the attackers. I was just thinking about the actual damage, but we actually have attackers too. So yeah, with the combat damage, it's like super lethal, and we kill all the creatures. See, I feel like that synergy. That synergy, there's got to be a way to embrace that, right? Like, there's got to be a way that Calamity with Terror has to be good. Yeah, Calamity says repeat it one time. So you get to do it twice. So it adds up to being, so if you do that line of Terror into Calamity, you get 18 direct damage. So you get 4 from the Terror, or 19 direct damage. You get 4 from Calamity entering, and then 5 times 3, so 19 direct damage. And then you also have all the creatures attacking. That if the creatures actually get in, you deal like 40 damage or something. It can do, yeah, there's Terror of the Peaks, there's all kinds of shenanigans. Oh, all right, Generous. We're gonna find out if this Generous Plunder is a sleeper or about to get cut from our deck. I still think it's probably gonna get cut, but we'll see. So we'll keep. So Calamity comes down for 1 trigger. Ooh, mono right on the play. Yikes. So Calamity comes down for 1 trigger. And then there's 2 additional. Yeah, you know what? Let's play the Iron Crag here. I think that's better. So Calamity comes down for 1 trigger. And then there's 2 additional triggers from the other terrors coming into play. So each sees each other. I'm pretty sure Plunder is worse than Scoundrel. Yeah. Boy, this skeleton, my god, this skeleton enchantment. I don't think I've ever seen a card go up in value more than this skeleton enchantment. So, chat, do you think this skeleton enchantment is good? Like, do you think this skeleton enchantment is actually good? Or do you think people are just doing weird early access day stuff? Like, because it has seen 0 play before, right? Like, literally 0. I've never played against it. But yeah, I don't mean good in early access. Like, it's definitely been impressive with some curve outs today. But, like, do you think it's actually good next week? The haste is nice. And there are more, I guess there's 2 new skeleton 1-drops, right? I guess that's the biggest thing that changed is before, it was essentially just like, before it was essentially just pumping its tokens. Now it's actually pumping like Tiny Bones or the 1-drop recursive Forsaken Miner thing. So I guess maybe that's what has changed it. Maybe that's enough to actually make it good. I mean, once we go back to, I guess it also partly depends on the meta, right, too? The other thing is, like, if you look at the meta as a whole, like, discounting Outlaws of Thunder Junction, Dimir and Esper just counter it. So you got to deal with the counter spells being, you know, make disappear no more lies deck. So you got that issue. Boros Convoke, I think, just doesn't care. Like, Boros Convoke's going to be like, yeah, play your 1/1 skeleton that can't block. We're just going to make 20 bodies and run you over. So I wonder, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if it makes it in the, like, full standard meta. It has definitely been, like, I guess a sleeper in the sense that I was not expecting so many people to be playing it. Yeah, the only problem with the Demonic Tutor is, like, well, go, Generous Plunder. Ugh, on the draw again. This deck likes being on the draw, apparently. Well, land go. How about some more lands? Hey, all right, opponent. Actually, do we want you to keep the... You know what? We also want to ramp. Here, Generous Plunderers. Hello. Hello, friend. Let's give each other some treasures so I can ramp into this trumpeting Carnosaur. How do you feel about that? Opponent, land. But what is our opponent ramping into? Hellspur Posse Boss, okay. And gonna do some tapping, gonna do some attacking. Ouch. Okay, that hurts. That hurts. Well, you get a treasure. We get a treasure. Let's kill the Hellspur Posse boss. And then... Oh... Yeah, let's just pass. Let's just pass for now. If we get really desperate, we can pitch the Trumpeting Carnosaur. We'd rather not spend the treasures. Our opponent's going to stop giving us treasures, apparently. Virtue of Persistence, okay. And a land. And goes attacking. And we actually take a pretty nice chunk of damage there. Down to 9. Oh, we needed a land. All right, well, Legion Extruder. Boy, I don't know why our decks have had so much trouble hitting lands these days. Well, I'm gonna sag it to draw cards. We've certainly had a lot of games that have just come down to like not drawing lands. Vial Smasher. Yep. And Charming Scoundrel, sure. So our opponent's just like playing random outlaw stuff by the looks. Opponent gonna go attacking. And not a land. Oh, alright. Well, I think we're dead. We can kill that. Where's the lands? Where's the lands? Magic is so much... It is so much harder to win a game of Magic when you just don't have the mana. Have you tried Is It Plot? Like a prowess deck? I haven't tried that in specific. I think that like Plot has some potential though. Legion Intruder is great. The treasure making True Drop seems absolutely busted. Haven't seen Crim yet today. Hey, thank you, Gordius. How are you? Yeah, I think Legion Intruder, I think, is actually very good. It's felt very good. It's played very good. Have you tried Plotting Bramble Familiar yet? I haven't. The issue Crim is drafting? Crim doesn't even play limited, does he? I didn't even know Crim played limited. Man, if Crim's playing limited, then literally everyone's playing limited. Crim is really... What's Crim tilted about today? Oh, about it, Blackleaf Cliffs. If you bat our Iron Crag, I'm going to be sad. We really need that mana. All right. Opponent does not bat our Iron Crag, so we'll get down the Iron Crag. Carnosaur and Calamity also seems good. It doesn't necessarily immediately end the game, but it seems like good value. Opponent, Vron. And gets in. So opponent's playing Aristocrats by the looks. Yeah, I'm surprised Crim's even up at this time. This is usually Crim's middle of the night, I think. I'll probably get a Scorching Shot the Vron. Alright, so opponent's gonna sack to draw a couple of cards. And make it his K-Zombie. Well, kill the Vron. Play the land, pass the turn. Opponent. I wonder if they'd ever have best of 3 be an option for early access. Lagamos. Harriered Spearguard. Boy, it's so easy to get run over by aggro if you're don't have sweepers. Opponent. Swings with a bunch of things. We draw land. Well, Scorching Shot the Lagamos. And yeah, I guess we pass for now. I don't know if we can stabilize. I mean, in theory, we're a turn away from casting a Carnosaur if we draw land. We can kill the Jadar. Yeah, I mean, let's kill the Jadar. Drop to 6. Opponent. Come on, no follow-up. No follow-up. Okay, cool. Oh, do we just kill it? We can kill the cool with Cough. Or we can just Carnosaur. But then if we don't... Calamity can block it. I don't think it blocks it. Yeah, I mean, I think we have to... Well, going to 1 might be fine. If they have Vron, we're dead. You know what? We're gonna risk it. Let's play Carnosaur. We can go to 1. Oh god, Generous Plunder. Okay. I mean, this sets us up the best for Calamity next turn. If we're alive. If they have some sort of Blood Artist effect, then we're probably just dead. Then we're definitely just dead. Opponent gets in with a cool. Hits us down to 1. Land. Sure, you can have a treasure. We'll play the land. Can we win from here? Does this actually let us win? Hey, what's up, the Jester Among Fools? Good to see ya. Thank you. Are we talking basketball? Connecticut was kind of busted. Oh, are you a Purdue fan? Are you a Purdue fan, Dogamith? I mean, honestly, if you're a Purdue fan, you got to feel pretty good. You got to feel pretty good, especially compared to last year, where last year did not go well. This year, y'all look pretty impressive, at least. Oh, right. Oh, so we have like mod battle. Mod battle in the chat. We're gonna do the fun thing. This might be the thing that leads to us dying, but we're gonna do the fun thing. We're gonna Calamity the Carnosaur. Go attacking. We're gonna ping ya. We're gonna make 2 more Carnosaurs. They will spin into a Territory Fjorge, which will snipe a Sulphurous Springs. And Iron Crag, which is not great, but we'll cast it. Yeah, so we end up just short, right, of actual lethal and then die to the cool. The synergy seems so good, though. The synergy actually seems really good. So we are dead. We can't play the cough. Oh, we can play the... Wait, can we play the cough? Oh, but we're still dead to the rat. We're still dead. The rat token from the Harrier Spear Guard. Maybe I feel like this synergy is really good, but I don't know if the treasure 2-drop, it might be better in a different shell. I feel like it might just be stronger in another shell. Forge in every deck is correct. Why would you not want to exile a land? How would you not? All right, let's see if we can obliterate or surprise someone. We haven't tried to obliterate or surprise someone. Yeah, I thought about Magda. The problem is the deck just doesn't have a way to crime, really. Like, there's not a consistent...
Use the Find Match tab.
A consistent way to crime with the deck, I don't think.
The Events tab.
Or that is currently in the deck, at least. We could try to build in a way to do it, but...
Under the Events tab.
Have you thought about Realmbreaker and Standard Land Destroy deck? Oh, the Mill Ramp artifact thing? I hadn't really considered it, but that could be cool. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, the deck will probably be at its best as like a 2 or 3 color deck. How's my brother doing in basketball? I hope he gets drafted. Yeah, he's going back for one more year in college. So next year will be his last year. He did, like, this year was the best year that he had. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure he'd love to get drafted. It'll probably come down to, really, he'll have to have a really good year next year. But he's excited to be going back. It's definitely wild. One thing that I didn't realize about about basketball, my brother playing basketball has made me realize two things. One is someone who, like, kind of grew up watching sports, and I think this is exactly the same, probably with, like, content producers or, like, anything like that. But you kind of think of, when you see someone, like, playing a sport on TV, like a football player, basketball player, whatever, pick whatever. But when you see that on TV, you kind of don't think of them as, like, people, really. They're kind of like things to entertain you, but you don't really think of them as, like, real humans with normal human problems and so forth. So one of the things that I've realized is it's wild how much, what's someone playing Oko? It's wild how much when you see someone, like, they have a bad game or something, and then you actually know the people involved, and it's like, yeah, they were up all night arguing with their girlfriend or something, or, like, yeah, they have a baby and their baby's sick, so they've been dealing with that, like, and people get so upset. But it's kind of wild when you actually think of people from, like, the internet or sports figures or whatever is humans rather than just, like, whatever entertainment devices. So that's one thing that I never really, homework, like, I was up all night cramming for my finals, so I was kind of more tired, so I didn't play as well as I did before. That's the part that I just never really connected before. But what do we take? What is our opponent even doing? Cogwork Wrestler, Duelist of the Mind. I mean, Lookout seems like the strongest. Yeah, we'll take the Lookout. Lookout seems like the strongest card. Let's play the Mortuary. Do a little surveilling. Do we want a Bushwhack? Probably not. We want something big for the Smuggler's Surprise, really. Pass the turn. About it. And Duelist. I wonder how good Duelist is going to be. It seems really good with the Proph's Eidetic Memory deck. Like, it seems so good with that card in specific. I wonder if it's good enough to just play generically. Well, I mean, I guess we just keep batting for now. Bat number 2. What are you doing over there, opponent? All right, they're going to flash in Cogwork Wrestler, which I guess is just to try to commit crimes. That's kind of the weird thing about crimes. It's gonna 7-drop Dinosaur. What is happening? So opponent has only lands in hand. Well, play the land and pass the turn. I don't know about, like, do you need to play Cogwork Wrestler to commit crimes? I think hopefully you'll be able to commit crimes without playing, like, underpowered cards. Well, I imagine that's probably a good draw for our opponent. Okay. Certainly. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Opponent goes to combat. Opponent attacks. Sure. We'll take it, I guess. Another Smuggler's Surprise. Huh. If we mill cards, though, it just turns on... It kind of helps his Soul Cauldron. We need cards in hand, though. I think we need to cast it for the mill mode. So let's just mill. Mill 2 cards. Get back a couple creatures or lands. Almost whiff. But not quite. Play a swamp and... Well, we might as well start attacking to gain back some life. Get in, hit ya. Opponent gonna block. And trigger. Well, kill the Duelist. I mean, we have the Smuggler's Surprise. We need something big to put into play with it. That's what we've missed so far. About it. Lands. So they can bounce this, but they can't cast the Lookout right away, so they can't really do it during our turn. They can do it at the end of our turn if they want to. How tall am I? I am, yeah, my brother's super tall. I'm only like 6'4", 6'3.5", somewhere around there. So I guess I'm actually technically tall, but not brother height. Gix's command. Well, let's Red Whispers draw a card. We need an Obliterator. We need an Obliterator. Oh, play the Mosswood Red Knight. Vinestalk turns into a 5/5 trample, but it doesn't have flying. All right, get in, hit ya. Oh, Bennett. Gonna do some bouncing. Well, we will see. Opponent. Exiles. Untaps. So I guess Soul Cauldron's another way you can commit crimes, which is probably the main thing our opponent's trying to do with it, is just like target things in our graveyard to trigger stuff. How much is 6/3? I don't know how to convert it to the metric system, honestly. I don't know what that is in centimeters. Honestly, I wish we used the metric system here because it makes so much more sense. Like it all just adds up in a way that our system doesn't. We have like stones and hands and everything is like odd measurements that don't actually mean anything. I don't know why. I guess it's just American stubbornness. But I don't know why we don't use. What is the upside of our system? Is there any actual upside to how we do it, or are we just too stubborn to be like, yeah, y'all actually cracked it with math? We're just too stubborn to admit. Because it might actually be that. That does sound like a very American thing. It is unique. That's true. But so is, I don't know. Unique doesn't necessarily mean good, right? I really wish we had something to Smuggler share here. I mean, at least our opponent has 0 cards in hand. Now let's play the Deep Cavern Bat. And I guess we just pass for now? We're this weird stalemate at the moment where we had the Smuggler's Surprise, but just nothing to put into play with it. Metric system is better except Fahrenheit. That is true. I actually don't understand. Although, honestly, Celsius probably makes more sense, too, if you really know it. I think it's just that I know Fahrenheit, so whenever Tomer tells me, like, oh, it's, 12 degrees here, so it's burning hot, I'm like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But I think if you know it, it probably makes more sense for temperatures, too. Nobody in particular. Welcome. We can't give up our freedom of inches and stones and for the metric system, that European metric system. So let's block the Wrestler. Welcome, nobody in particular. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you. About it. So we're gonna activate. Yep. I mean, this is fine because we get the Soul Cauldron tapped down. We can cast this from the graveyard anyway. So we drop to 11. We drop to 11. We will take Numa. Get back to Dread Knight. Opponent takes a land. Still didn't really hit anything for... Wow, still didn't hit anything. So. Where are all of our big things? Do we just not have our big things in this deck? Does Gix's command even do anything here? Not really. We've played Gix's Command in like 2 decks today, and they've not really done much in the matchups that we've drawn them in. Well, I mean, all right, Dread Whispers, draw a card. All right, land number 10. 11, 12, 13. Well, play Mortuary. There's Titan. At least Titan of Industry is better than literally nothing, which is what we have been hitting. Are we going to die, though, is the problem. Probably. Do we even live long enough to play the Dread Knight? Also, this thing apparently has reach. I don't know why my green 3/3 that is very much down with the cactuses in the desert. Why does this have reach? I'm actually curious. I'm gonna have to remember that. That is like very sneaky reach. The art doesn't look like it should be reachy. Its creature types don't suggest reach. Its abilities, nothing about it. Everything in Thunder Junction has a bow and it doesn't have reach. I don't think there's consistency with art has a ranged weapon and reach in Magic, even a little. Aren't all the guns in Thunder Junction crossbows? But most of those, look at, well, let me see. I want to put this theory to the test. Okay. Well, they have flying, so I guess that probably counts. Does that actually mean anything? Does a crossbow mean reach? What about this whip? This guy has reach. Does that whip do it? That he's whipping birds out of the sky? Is that what's going on with Rally Brawler? Why does Brawler have reach? That one's actually even worse. Rally Brawler is way worse. Oh, wizards. Okay, Bonnie Paul, I guess he's probably tall, so I guess he probably has reach just because of the height. Well, oh, that has trample too? So does this mean we're dead? I think this means we're... Well, I guess we're not literally dead. So we blocked the wrestler. The problem is I'm not sure this Titan of Industry is going to be enough to save us. Opponent's going to eat the Dread Knight. Or not. Alright, we gotta untap. Soul Cauldron does seem like a good way to commit crimes. Eats the Dread Knight. So we draw the Titan. Well, I mean... It's going to be Titan Surprise time. We don't really have an option. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. All right. Well, we will pass the turn. We will not hit you with our bat. All right, opponent. All right, opponent. Land. Deals a damage. Commits a crime. This lookout's popping off. Yeehaw, opponent. Crimes us down to 6. Fires up the Vine Stock. Fires up another Vine Stock. Yup. Goes to combat. Well, we're going to need to hit something off the mill, basically, I think. So the opponent does some pumping. Well, we will Smuggler's Surprise. Mill 4, put 2 into play. Oh, wait, can we do all the things? 1, 1, 2, 1. Oh, we can do all the things. Okay, so let's do all the things. 1, 2, 3. All the manas. Mill something big. Come on, Obliterator. Obliterator would be so good. Oh, not quite. Well, we'll get a Mosswood Dread Knight and a Preacher of the Schism. We'll put a Titan of Industry and a Preacher of the Schism into play. We'll make a 4/4 and we'll gain 5 life. That was pretty good. That was, oh, Phyrexian Obliterator is what we were hoping for. So this blocks this. This blocks this. This blocks this. This blocks this. That still went pretty well, honestly. That still went pretty well. Like, yes, we didn't find the Obliterator for, like, the auto win. But Smuggler's Surprise, still surprising enough to pull us back from pretty far behind here. And get rid of all these creature lands. And we still have a Titan of Industry. And now, oh boy, we're going to give a creature lifelink, get back 2 creatures. You get lifelink. Deep Cavern, Preacher. Game 9. The tide is turned. Play the Preacher. Play the land. Draw with Dread Knight. And I think we might have overcome the Criming. Oh man, can we just draw an Obliterator? The Obliterator would be so spectacular. Just to wipe out a bunch of our opponent's stuff. How does banding work? No one knows. Yeah, Tooth and Nail at instant speed. Just the idea of that card is ridiculous. Like, Tooth and Nail is already a good card. This is cheaper and instant speed. Oh yeah, this card is... Ooh, opponent's Okoing. I'm pretty sure that Smuggler's Surprise is one of the most busted cards in the set. I think, like, it might actually be too good. Yeehaw! I feel bad about using emotes, chat. I blame you. I blame you, chat. The emotes are not on me. They're not on... Ooh, opponent found a Vaultborn Tyrant. The emotes are not on me. They're on you. Alright, opponent exiles. Oko can become a Vaultborn Tyrant.
You'll never guess what happens next.
Well, go to combat. So our opponent has to block, but oh, wait, we do have this Bushwhack. All right, so go to combat, attack our opponent. Draw a card. It's a bat. Opponent has to block. Blocks the Preacher. Drops to 2. Gets an artifact version. But now we can Bushwhack. Fight down the 6/6. Toxroll. Land Deep Cavern back. Take the Vaultborn Tyrant. Oh, pass the turn. That Oko turning into a Tyrant would actually be bad news. Been listening to 12 Golden Country Greats. That's my soundtrack for Outlaws of Thunder Junction. We had lethal?
Draw.
Wait, how do we... Oh, with Restless Cottage? You're right. We should have fired up Restless Cottage. Actually, was it? Yeah, I guess it would have been. Yeah, it would have been lethal. Oh, yeah. Opponent gains life, though, right? From the... So Vaultborn Tyrant, when it dies, it makes a copy that gains 3 and draws a card. So I don't think we actually would have had lethal. Oh, boom it. Wow. Wow, Vaultborn Tyrant actually seems pretty good. And now they can copy it with Oko. Get in for a little bit of damage. I mean, opponent is fighting the Toxroll. See, Toxroll doesn't have reach. Why does Toxroll not? Oh, wait, can we even block it? What happens? Oh, no. Now, do we have to just do this for... Do we have to just do this for science? So what happens if you kill a Vaultborn Tyrant that's an Oko? Is this going to come back as a artifact Oko? I mean, we still kill it though, right? They can pump it, but it'll just be 7 power. I'm just curious what happens. I don't think it's correct to block, but I'm curious. So Oko is a copy of Vaultborn Tyrant. When it dies, if it's not a token, create a token that's a copy of it. We really want the Toxter to live. All right. I think we gotta not do it. So what is the actual ruling of it? This is a new animation for Reach, which apparently I overlooked on this silly crime thing earlier because I slammed right into it. Fading Hope on the Toxtril. Another free Strider Lookout. So we can't really kill the Oko. Well, play the Toxtril. Play a Deep Cavern Bat. Take a peek. Take the Oko. Play the Dread Knight. And we'll pass the turn. Yeah, we can't really attack, but we need this Toxtril to actually kill something. Karsta, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Opponent, Exiles. Criming, Landing. How many cards do they have left? They must have 25. Yeah, our opponents, I mean, I guess we're at 26 too. I feel like our opponent's done a lot of ramping with these lookouts. Maybe lookout's kind of good. All right, Tyrannus Rex off the top. Well, the draws continue. Opponent
Call the Undertaker.
copies their permanents with Oko. Well, Oko kind of popped off there. Now I think we're definitely dead. I mean, I guess if there's an upside to Oko is it does actually reach an ultimate relatively quickly. I imagine there's no way we survive this. So close. Yeah, not even Harry. We're just pretty dead, I think. Opponent, even more Restless Vine stocks. Tags with everything. Because all this stuff has haste. So I'm pretty sure we're dead, right? Is there any way we're not dead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 7 attackers. So this can block here. This has trample. So this could block like here. Here. Yeah, we're like super dead, right? Super duper ultra very dead. 8. Yeah, we're just dead. Yeah, the Oko Ultimate. We got to see the Oko Ultimate go off. Could not find... You know what would have been so absurd in that game? Is if a Phyrexian Obliterator was in a... All 4 Obliterators, apparently, in the bottom 26 cards. Like, Obliterator just shuts down that deck so hard. Like, you can't attack into it. Toxtrill's, like, such a meme. Like, Toxtrill just not good enough there, but... Oh, brutal. All right, so probably gonna do about one more match. That was a great game, and we got to see Oko do things, which was cool. Our opponent's deck looked interesting. It definitely looked interesting. I think Vaultborn Tyrant is the kind of card that I would like to be good in Standard. The problem, well, there's the Obliterator. So Vaultborn Tyrant's the kind of card that I would really like to be good in Standard. The problem I have is it lines up so poorly with the Exile Raz. Ooh, it counters deck, eh? That's kind of scary. Well, I guess we take the removal spell. Take the removal spell and be like, all right, opponent. If you want to attack into our Obliterator, go for it. Quirion Beastcaller. Oh god, and that's a Bushwhack too. Well, let's play Preacher of the Schism. Bushwhack Obliterator is kind of a... This doesn't have reach, right? Okay. No bows in the artwork. That kind of looks like a... Wait, is that a bow? Is Quirion Beastcaller bowing? Where's the reach? It almost looked like a bow. Did you make a loot deck for when we get our plushies? I did not make a loot deck for today. Loot does not inspire me as far as being a Magic card. Like, it's just so generic good stuff. Like, I could see ways in Commander where you can try to make it like prosper in a weird way, where you're like, okay, I want to just like cast things from exile or whatever. Wow, another Obliterator. So I could see making it like a prosper style Commander card, but in like Standard, I feel like it's just like yeehaw, Jim. Is that rubbing it in? Yeehaw. All right. Yeah, chat. If you're getting me in trouble, I swear, chat. All right, opponent found another get lost. Unfortunately for our opponent, we found another Obliterator. Oh, this one's gonna hurt. This one is going to hurt. Obliterator and land, and well, this was not exactly the surprise, but we'll take this too. Do a little fighting. Do a little fighting. Oh dear. Opponent does make the best Warden of the Inner Sky of all time. Sacks all their permanents, not giving up, and he gets flying. We can get him with the Preacher though. Make a vampire. Hit ya. No lands. No lands. Oh, opponent scoop. Jim, you're not supposed to scoop until you're dead. Reported. I will say, I feel so bad for Jim. It's been a rough day for me in Jim matches. After this game, I gotta go. I gotta call him to stream and go get Bear. It's been a rough day for me in Jim matches because the first time me and Jim played, I was playing the land destruction deck. and just kind of blew up all of his lands with the artifact deck. And now we run into each other again hours later, and I'm playing a completely different deck, but it still managed to blow up all Jim's lands. Tell him I apologize, that I'm not just trying to queue against him to blow up his lands. It's a fluke. I actually feel kind of bad that somehow both games I ended up blowing all up his lands. This isn't even really like... I mean, I guess Obliterator is kind of land destruction, but this isn't really a land destruction deck per se. Underground Mortuary will keep the proving grounds. Jim no land, yep. We got CGB, the Mesa Falcon guy. Jim Nolan Davis. we need some more. We need more nicknames for the Magic community. How about a Deep Cavern Bat, Ali? You don't like that? All right. Kaido. Oh, make your own luck. Sweet. I am intrigued by make your own luck. The ability to plot something huge off the top of your deck it's pretty cute. Opponent gonna make that ninja. Oh, play the land. Play the Deep Cavern Bat. Get rid of the... Well, that's unfortunate. Well, we'll take the make your own luck. We'll make them spend the mana on the removal spell. And then... Yeah, let's just draw. Make sure we hit our land for next turn. Well, there's a Bushwhack if we ever find a Phyrexian Obliterator. Opponent gonna draw a card with the Kaido Shizuke. Opponent. Passing. Well, let's play the land. We need to hit the Kaido. I mean, I'm sure it's going to die, but we got to at least attack the Kaido. Attack the Kaido. All right, let's it go. Interesting. I was not actually expecting that. I was thinking they'd kill it to save the damage, but... Huh. Well, let's play the Dread Knight. And yeah, just pass the turn. Does Richard play Mesa Falcon? He should. It's a bird, right? About it. Kills the bat to get back to make your own luck. So 1 land away from make your own luck is scary. 5 mana, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You can exile a non-land card from among them and plot it. And the rest go into your hand. So it's a draw 3, but then you get to cast 1 of the cards for free the following turn. Which is kind of ridiculous.
Thanks.
Oh, is this Reenact the Crime? Maybe they're Reenact the Crime. And about to just combo off here. Yeah, looks like. Breach the Multiverse. Undercity Sewers. Pillage the Bog. Reenact the Crime for Breach. Oh, boo! Alright. Yeah, this is bad news. So Atraxa and Obliterator. Atraxa and a bat. Well, okay, so we can pitch the Harvester to kill our own bat. I really there's so many like cheaty things into play decks. Atraxa just in a tally just kind of make them dull to me. I run into that a lot. It's like there's so many ways to cheat big things into play, which there's so many different ways, right? You can Smuggler Surprise, you can Reenact the Crime, you can Breach the Multiverse. There's like so many very different styles of doing it, which I think is really cool. But then you run into the problem that the right thing to cheat into play is the same thing every time. So no matter what direction you go, a lot of times you end at the same endpoint. I don't know how you solve that problem, but that is one thing I dislike about those cards. I feel like it reduces diversity in a weird way. I've decided to buy a loot plushie for ironic purposes. I mean, the loot plushie, it's kind of funny. It looked way creepier than actual loot. I mean, is it a problem card? That's the other question. Is it really a problem card? Yeah, I don't even know if we lived here. We'll live here, but let's bushwhack. Get our last land. Pass the turn. Yeah, Reenact the Crime's kind of busted. We have a new donation from, like, is it a busted card or is it just the best big thing? Like, if you banned Atraxa in a tally, would there just be a new Atraxa in a tally? Would it be, whatever, Tyrannosaurus Rex or Conspiracy Unraveler or the new dinosaur we saw, the Vaultborn Tyrant thing? Like, would something else fill that same role? Probably. So maybe it's not even a problem that you can really fix. But it would be cool if, like, the thing you're trying to cheat into play with Reenact the Crime was different than the thing you were trying to cheat into play with Smuggler Surprise. And like I think that would make for a even more interesting format, but I don't know if maybe that's just not realistic. We have a new donation from Jaguar 2100. Hey Seth, I made a new Lotus Ring combo deck for Pioneer Explorer. Could you let me know if you think it's viable before I blow my wild cards on it? I am very interested to see a Lotus Ring combo deck. I would love to take a peek. Let me finish dying real quick, and then we'll take a peek. Thank you for the donation, Jaguar. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you. About it. About it. Okay. Jace reawakened.
I'm sorry for the secrets, but they're necessary.
Going to loot. I do think Jace makes sense with Reenact the Crime. Although, even then it's not that great, is it? Because you can't cast it until turn 4. And that's the turn that with a Kaido you can be actually reenacting the crime. Not just Yeah, that doesn't really do anything. Not just playing a Planeswalker that doesn't do anything. Well, alright. I mean, I guess technically we're not dead on board, so I don't think we're supposed to concede, but we'll play the Mosswood Red Knight. Let's look at this, deck real quick. Alright, do your thing, Elaine. Do your reanimation stuff. So, would this be a viable deck before I spend my wild cards on it? So, combo, Cole the Forge Master. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, if it was enchanted or equipped, bounce it back to your hand, and then tokens you control that are enchanted or equipped get +1/+1, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So the idea is, if you can get Kroll out and have a Fervent Champion out, which lets you equip for 3 less to it. You can equip Lotus Ring for free, and then to the Fervent Champion. Then you can sack it to make 3 mana. Then you'll get it back with Kroll, and then you can recast it for 1, which essentially gives you infinite mana. I think that this combo is... I guess it depends on what your goal is, Jaguar. I guess it depends on what your goal is. Like, is your goal that you're going to... Okay, I mean, we've seen this a million times. GG League, GG. So, if your goal is to, like, win some games on occasion... If your goal is to win some games on occasion in a really cool, flavorful way, I would say go for it. To me, it looks like a solid against the odds deck. If your goal is, I'm going to spend my wild cards on this and I'm going to, like, rank up to Mythic or something... no. I would guess this is I don't know. Maybe you win 40% of the time or something. Like, it's somewhere, like, I would say it's competitive enough that you can put it together and you'll get some wins with it and it'll be fun. But it is a 3-piece combo deck, right? Like, that's kind of my goal is to win a few times and make my opponent go, huh? You will do that, Jaguar. I am very confident that if your goal is to win a few times and make your opponent go, that was really sweet, or what's going on, or like, this deck should be able to do that. It is a 3-piece combo deck, so when you need 3 pieces, it's going to be hard for it to ever be, like, super duper competitive, because you got to find the Fervent Champion, and you got to find the Cole, and you got to find the Lotus Ring. So it's just, even with the tutors, it's just not always going to come together. But if you're just trying to do cool things and win, like, a reasonable amount of the time, I think the deck should be able to do that perfectly fine. It actually looks super cool. Anyway, everyone, what do we learn about our early access so far? We got through a bunch of decks, but there are so many more to go. Oh my goodness, this format. So we got to see a lot of pretty cool cards. I will say the plot mechanic has looked impressive. That's definitely looked impressive. The crime mechanic, it seems very snowball-y. We've seen it sometimes pop off and sometimes not really do much of anything. It's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. I feel like there's still a ton to explore in this format. Like, we got to play a lot of decks and we got to see some cool things with, like, the Terror of the Peaks Calamity stuff or Smuggler's Share, things like that. But there's still so much more to explore in this format. So there's still a lot left to do. But, anyway, I gotta go get Bear. It's the time to go pick up the Bear Bee. So we're gonna have to call it a day for the stream for tonight. The good news is there's gonna be so much more Outlaws of Thunder Junction stuff coming up on the YouTube. So reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube. This week, find the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. Like I said, lots of OTJ stuff gonna be coming out in the new future. One more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are pretty awesome and amazing and spectacular. And I love you all so very much. I know there's, like, so many people streaming, so many people doing things. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. So I love y'all, everyone. I hope you have an amazing day. Have a great night. Enjoy Outlaws of Thunder Junction. And I will talk to you soon.